There's no time to waste, comrades. Somniostatic, this was done yesterday, but it's very delightful nonetheless. Thank you so much for the $47 donation. 47,000 subscribers, motherfucker. That's true. It is true, 47,000 YouTube subscribers. We're getting up there, folks. We're getting up there. It's happening live. Nicely done, everyone. But most of all, me, because it's my channel, obviously. I mean, I think that's fair and reasonable. Hey, Vaush, boomer, coomer, or doomer? Why can't I be a zoomer? I'm 25 years old. Let me be a coomer, then. Thank you so much for the incredibly generous dono, Somniostatic. I really do appreciate it. Funny rhetorician, that's delightful. Congratulations on your book deal. If I donated, would you read it right now? Sure, Kenjin. I'll read it right now. And Ranton with the Tier 2 subscription. Thank you, comrade. Joining the Vaush Pit, baby. Good. The Vaush Pit always needs fresh meat. Oh, thank you, Dusky Yoku. I've been having a pretty rough time of it lately, so those words of kindness are very much appreciated. No sound? Oh, God, I'm sorry. I forgot to activate desktop sound. My bad. An alien alias, Astro Conspiracy shit? Oh, that spirit science stuff wasn't from Nazis, but, you know, given how incoherent it was, it might as well have been. That's true, Hyena. Shackley, I promise that one day, I will actually have a P.O. box. Won't that be a wonderful day? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nice, Lone Cat. Hello! I forgot about you. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, well, he got me that time. Oh, he's mad. Oh, he killed a skeleton. Thanks, dude. Oh, he killed me. Oh, now I'm a skeleton. Wait. Wait, hold on. Wait, I didn't want that part. Make the demon fight the mimic? Oh, you're right. That would be fun. Kind of looks like the demon of hatred from Sekiro. Thoughts on Hema? What's Hema? Am I missing a meme? Hema? Hema? Opinions on Hamilton the musical? It's got some pretty dope beats. No denying that. Politics aside, we can all respect some dope beats. Historical European martial arts? How did two of you know that? I have never heard that acronym before in my life. I don't know what a historical European martial art is. What, boxing? I have no idea. Oh, swordplay like knights? Oh, this sounds so dorky. Like LARPing? Alright, come over here, buddy. Oh, shit! Get up! Up! Get up! Up! Dr. Cloctopus with the $5. Thank you! Hello, Vaush, you're a good lad. Greetings from Angloland. Fingers crossed Corbin wins. Oh, wait. Guys, the demon, like, instantly killed the mimic. I don't know about that one, guys. Yeah, fingers crossed Corbin wins, even though I don't think it's going to happen. I am nonetheless heartened that such an open mask-off, socialist has gotten so much support. Oh! Oh! Kenjin with the $5. The spirit science shit was a blast from my cringy past. Thanks for ripping it a new one. Thank God I was open-minded but not anti-scientific enough to believe that shit for longer than 3 months. Listen, anyone who can watch that shit and believe it uncritically is a very special type of person, and I don't want to rain on your parade, alright? I'm delighted you enjoyed my commentary, though. I don't know if I debunked anything. I don't know if you can debunk anything like that. No. The skeletons are doing work. Look at them. And the demon's doing work, too. And Physics Man, thank you so much for the very generous gifted tier 1 sub. A P.O. box would be a bad idea because then the guy that said Poppy would be in the right if she sent you Anthrax would go ahead and do it himself for Poppy. I know I've mentioned this before, guys, but you know what's really sick? Ever since I wrote that really big... Gotcha, Kenjin. It's tough. And hey, I agree with your conclusions. Ever since I wrote that really, really big Reddit post on Poppy and Pastel, I have not gotten any bother about it. Like, at all. I haven't seen anyone giving me shit for it on Twitter. I haven't seen anyone giving me shit for it on Reddit. I haven't seen any YouTube videos being made on it. I haven't seen any Reddit posts being made on it about me without me being directly tagged. I haven't seen anything. In spite of the fact that it was a mere 200 or so upvoted post on my tiny little subreddit, I feel like it marked a substantial turn in the discourse around that particular subject. Disgusting, poop like a samurai. Whatever happened to Poppy? I don't know. I genuinely hope that whatever Poppy is up to right now it involves some kind of healing process where she's getting for help for her multiple fucking personality disorders. Because she really is a vile person. I've never been shy about my opinion on that subject. Oh man, we got a lot. Oh god! These guys get up. Oh, these fucking ones get up. They had to die twice. They're like the James Bond movie. Hey, Somniostatic. Ah. Neko made for $2 after that shit happened in Florida today. I need entertainment. Thank you so much for this. Love you, and Yina, hope you feel better soon. Yeah, Yina and I have both been doing pretty poorly lately. So, yeah, that shit in Florida is pretty fucking wild. Can't wait to talk about it if I do a politics stream tomorrow, which is what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping to do a stream tomorrow morning. I haven't done a politics stream in nearly a week. I am like 30 episodes into Hunter x Hunter now, Never Failure. We finally committed to binging it. What's been going on, Vaush? Oh, I've been having a depressive episode. I have bipolar disorder. Every once in a while I experience manic depressive episodes. They're pretty shit, but you do what you can. Bionic Meatloaf with the $5. I don't have anything clever to say, just remember that Poo Poo Piker is a nice meme. That's true. Poo Poo Piker is a nice meme. May we never forget it. I'll consider it, Kenjin. Sealoff with the $5. Thank you, Hyena Gang Rise Up. Hyena Gang Rise Up. Can we throw... Listen, the support for me is implicit. Can we throw up some fucking hypers if you can't wait for Hyena to feel better? What happened in Florida? A very reckless police shooting. They ended up, like, in the middle of crowded traffic. A bunch of police started firing on a hijacked UPS van that had a hostage in it. They killed a hostage and an innocent bystander. That's why they do it, Super ACP. Glad you had fun. Thank you, Pig Puncher. It'll get better. What's going on with Hyena? We're both depressed. That's it. Just depression. What are you gonna do? What can you do but cringe? Guys, check it out. Oh, I know, P. Daily. We'll talk about it. It's the Smoldering Lake. Oh, yeah, you hear that? Oh, yeah. I forgot to refresh my Estus, then we're going to get back to this. Ildana, the problem isn't whether or not I have enough for a PS4. The problem is whether or not I feel like bothering getting a PS4, getting the game, and then setting up the capture card. The bystander was a full-time labor organizer too? Fuck, why is it always the good ones? I'm just feeling burnt out right now, no depression, can't think of anything or any videos to cover, and I'm out of the YouTube algorithm again. Oh, no worries, Pig Puncher, I am too. It's a cyclical thing that seems to affect collections of people simultaneously. I'm also out of the YouTube algorithm for right now. I had my jump, now we're back out of it. As for what videos to cover, hell, I don't know, comrade. I've always feel like I have stuff to say, but... Hey, Solaire! What's up? Look at him, look at how much you've grown! Oh, we're not gonna fight it in this way. We're gonna fight it from a different direction. Woo! Hey, Ballista! We're getting you first. Ever since I got banned from Twitter, I've been feeling uninspired. Yeah, that really does suck. I don't know what I would do if I got banned from Twitter. It's a pretty huge part of our platform, but there are people who are banned from Twitter and make things work anyway. I mean, like Destiny, for example. You could try doing what Destiny did and do like a Pig Puncher's friend account, you know? There we go. It's cheeky, but it could give you enough plausible deniability to work behind the shadows. I hate these enemies. How do you even get banned from Twitter? Pig Puncher kept just like posting child porn. It was really weird. That's not true. Don't repeat that elsewhere. Shit. These guys are fucking Omega cucks. These enemies will summon fireballs that will float up in the sky and will shoot their own fireballs at you. Love these rocks, by the way. The lighting engine still works in it. It's just suspended. Oh, nice, Pig Puncher. Okay, that's a wonderful idea. Hey! Does your orb dissipate on death? Yeah, it does. Okay. That's a nice boulder. There should be a bonfire somewhere around here. Hey! Okay, this area right here is a convoluted fucking mess, but we're going to figure it out, okay? What area in Dark Souls as a whole do you have the hardest time with? Irithyll was pretty difficult for me the first time I went through it, definitely. When on Destiny's stream last night, it sounded like he was willing to debate with you again, but he implied that you being banned from Twitch is holding him back from wanting to do it. Understandable. If you have a clip of that, I would love to see it. Yes, I remember Owamane. I'm not saying you have to run back and clip that immediately. I'm just saying that that is relevant to my interests. Hey, nice real wall, loser. Nathaniel Engstrom with the $2. Here's a thanks for all. For you all, Hyena does for Vaush Inc. True. It's true, though. Without Hyena, I really would be very limited in my abilities. She helps me more than you guys could ever know. Estus Shard. Do you think... Do you think Destiny is a sociopath, or is it just a meme? I don't think he's a sociopath. I think he's kind of a weirdo, but I think very often people dramatically overstate the... I'm here! Zeelov with the $5. I'm glad to hear you finally accepted spirit science, comrade. Maybe sometime soon you'll be able to ascend to the next level of consciousness. God willing. And oh, Jake B's the $2. Thank you. Oh, Jake B's. I am really sorry to hear that you weren't able to refill your medication. That's really awful. I'm sorry. One of the biggest panic moments that I had after coming up here to Washington was I did a poor job scheduling, like, a transfer and who would be authorized to renew my medication. Fuck you! So I got really low on lithium, and for a little while it seemed as though I wasn't going to be able to get more. Nice, Ed Han. I hate the Smelter Demon. But thankfully things worked out in the end. That's true, Dream Express. Dr. Cloctopus with the $5. Here's one for Hyena. She moderates the Discord goodly and is objectively the better content creator. True. That's very true. That's true. That is very true. True. That's true. No, don't kill me. Safe for work example of Rolly's art. Oh yeah, Pig Puncher. Like, this area is wonderful. Wait, don't I know Rolly? Armor. Booby. I see the boobies. Which is better, Dark Souls 3 or Sekiro? Sekiro is my favorite of the games from this genre. Okay. So, our body is now in a place that can be accessed from a different direction. So I'm going to try that. I got greedy there. I kept fighting. Even though I didn't know the attack patterns of that enemy. How good is DS3 compared to the others? I love Dark Souls 2, but don't like Dark Souls 1. It would depend on why you don't like Dark Souls 1. What's with all the unofficial Vaush subreddits? Oh, simple. Fuck you. That's simple. Back when I first got started doing content creation stuff, I had a small team of people who were helping me out. Most of them were people that I had, you know, become friends with from Destiny's community. One of the people, their name was Chekhov's Canoe, I think. I think that was their name. I prefer small, fast weapons, never failure. And Chekhov's Canoe was one of the people who helped set up the Discord. He also set up those Reddits, and I never got around to taking over control of those Reddits in terms of, like, lead mod. When the Poppy drama ran around, he went fucking rogue and took those subreddits from me. I mean, he already had them. They weren't mine, except in name. And he pinned, like, posts decrying me to the top of them, and has since then refused to give them back to me. I even offered to pay him for the subreddit name, but nope, he ain't biting. So that's why Vaush and Vaushvidia are both unofficial subreddits. Fuck you. How did people get that fucking butt hurt over the Poppy shit? It never ceases to amaze me. I think, what is that noise? Oh, hello. That was mostly Destiny's fault to begin with. This is my eternal personal beef with Destiny. It's that when that drama came to light, I think he handled it in an incredibly irresponsible way. Vaush V attracts weird fascists. I attract weird fascists. They follow me everywhere I go. You guys realize that at this point I have attracted the attention of essentially every large Nazi content creator, right? I have attracted the attention of Stefan Molyneux, okay, not just Nazi, but fascist, okay. Stefan Molyneux, Sargon of Akkad, DSA Striker, Mike Enoch, Nick Fuentes, Richard Spencer. I think I got Richard Spencer's attention at one point. The Kill Stream, the Ethan Ralph crowd, all of Kiwi Farms. If there's a Nazi online, like a Nazi content creator, they are probably at some point, like, shit-talking me. DJ Zeradov with the $5, thank you. I asked in Destiny's Twitch chat which one of his top tier subs forwarded my question to him. It would be too hard to find in the replay since he doesn't display Twitch chat. Want me to ask him again? Oh no, DJ Zeradov, I'm not trying to be a bother or anything. Just if it was easily accessible. Thank you for the dono, comrade. I appreciate it. Ever notice how Destiny handles drama in a weird way that always benefits him? I mean, it's not surprising. It's, you know, it's his job. Oh shit. Don't kill me, fuck. Yeah, Pig Puncher. Oh, wait, I want to talk about this for a little bit. All right, everyone shut up. It's my time talking. It's funny, I was literally just talking about this with Hyena today. So, just a little bit ago, like, literally a year ago, less than a year ago, I was, in regards, like, in terms of political influence, completely irrelevant. You know? I had no broader influence. The only people who knew about me, beyond my IRL friends, were because I would appear in the Destiny stuff sometimes. And, you know, great, fun, good. You did poorly arguing against Destiny about the Poppy drama? Oh, I definitely did, Twig Productions, but I still think he handled it poorly, and I was under an enormous amount of stress at the time. But anyway, very recently, I had no influence. And I thought, when I thought about these big political conflicts that went on in the world, when I thought about, like, the magnitude of some of these conflicts, like these titanic content creators duking it out for attention and influence, people like ContraPoints, people like Richard Spencer, people like Sargon of Akkad. When I thought about it, I thought these people were like titans, you know? And now, in just a short time, I've become relevant to almost every large public figure I ever cared about before. Every one of them. Now, obviously, I'm not like President Trump or whatever, or Bernie Sanders, but in terms of the online space, in terms of the things I'm capable of influencing, it's all there now. And it's really strange how quickly it happened. I wasn't ready for it at all. But one of the things that made me realize is how small we really are. Not us as individuals, because I don't think smallness is a relevant characteristic when we're talking about the worth of a human life. But in terms of, this area is just cancer, and it's usually better to run through unless you can bait them out. But in terms of political figures, in terms of popular political figures online, public figures, we're so much smaller than I thought. It feels like everything is oriented around the perspective that I currently have. Wherever I am is the default. That's just how people tend to feel in regards to a lot of things, not just about this. Oh, fuck! Nope, nope, nope! Whew. That's true, Hyena. Zeloff with the $5. Do you think that fascist Nazis give you so much attention because they're legitimately intimidated by you? I realize the answer to this could come off as somewhat masturbatory. Yes, the answer is yes. For the most part, that is definitely the reason. Also, they recognize that I'm growing quickly. Everyone, all public figures, left, right-leaning, they crave clout. They desire clout. That is what they want more than anything else. Like, that's regardless of your political affiliation. And for them, they recognize that people like me threaten a formula that they have going on right now. Which is one of the reasons why they pay so much attention to me. Oh, you really fucking backswung that, didn't you? Hold on. We're doing this part slowly because these guys are a huge pain in the ass. Oh, Godspeed, Madame Deficit. Oh shit, people are donating. Actually, I'm gonna go over donations in just a little bit because I'm still rambling. The thing that's really strange to me, though, is like, at this point in time, right now, if you talk about overall engagement and exposure, my channel gets a comparable amount of monthly views to some of the larger, if not some of the largest, right-leaning channels. Now, they have more subs than me, of course, but they've been around longer, and they don't post anywhere near as often as I do. So in terms of viewership, in terms of actual eyes on my content, I have a disproportionate amount of influence. Yeah, exactly, Pig Puncher. All of this is very sobering, and it's important for me, not just because it gives me a sense of perspective, which is obviously important in any lively pursuit, but also because it's helped me understand how empty and powerless some of the people that we have come to hate online truly are. How in spite of how monstrously influential they may sometimes be. Yeah, Dark Souls. Yeah. Oh, Lair, I do have a very devoted fan base, but I'm referring to unique viewers as well. Over the past month, I have seen an unbelievable 1/5 of a million unique viewers consume my content. 200,000 people. An extraordinary amount for a channel of my size. And for that, I am very happy. Okay. But it makes me wonder how empty these people actually feel. All of these little petty alt-right YouTube heads, your no bullshits or I hypocrites or Black Pigeon Speaks or what have you. It makes me wonder. They have such grand visions. I'm just rambling. Don't we feel empty too? Well. Oh god, we're fucking surrounded. There it is. We came back around, folks. Do you ever worry about originality in your content or a struggle to retain originality? No, because I don't offer originality. I offer authenticity. Oh, we're so fucking dead. Holy shit. Oh! Oh, we're so fucking boned. Holy shit. No, 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 no. How is there still one up here? Please. 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 Okay, wait. We can shortcut. Ooh. Originality is not and never was my concern. No, that's the lava pit! God! We're dead. Let me out. Okay. Alright. Okay. That's okay, we're making progress. There's just a surprising amount of variation and limitation out there when it comes to the influence of public figures. Hey Vaush, summon to you, keep it up. You're a fresh breath of air to the left community. I was going down the alt-right due to woke scolds. We need more people like you and less left reactionary is probably why the right is so united. Yeah, the right is united around hatred of the left. The left is not united around hatred of the right. I know, Antaritan. I know. That's one of the right's greatest advantage. They're myopically obsessed with despising the left to the exclusion almost pretty much entirely of all else, which can often make it difficult to pull apart the ranks they have. Kenjin. Possibly, yeah. There are a lot of left-leaning people who are hyper-obsessed with media purity and are uncomfortable enjoying pieces of media they don't think are woke enough. That is definitely something that happens. I think people should enjoy what they enjoy and remain critical of whatever problems that media has, whether it's left or right-leaning. Probably, Chev. When did you start doing a face cam? 6 months ago? Colossal TM, I started using a camera just 2 or 3 weeks after I started streaming. A very generous viewer of mine donated $50 and allow me to buy like one of the cheaper webcams on the market. It's the one Hyena currently uses. It was the hand-me-down. Soon Hyena will use a much better webcam because I'm using a DSLR now. What? No, I rolled! God damn it. Fucking rip those souls. Enjoy your life! Counterpoints. Okay, just to clarify. No, hyper armor. Stop hyper. For those of you unfamiliar with fighting game terminology, hyper armor is when an attack an enemy uses cannot be interrupted by your own attack. Fuck you. What's the reason for getting a better camera than a C970? Oh, easy, Pig Puncher. Look, the main reason is depth of field. I know it doesn't look like much now because of poor lighting, but after I get my proper lighting in and install this lens that I purchased, there's going to be a pretty good depth of field effect. You're going to see me in much better focus than you will the background, which is already kind of the case. See, if I move my hand back here, it loses focus. Zeloff with the $5, thank you! Have you ever considered doing a media literacy stream? Maybe talk more in depth about how you feel we should interact with problematic media? That'd be a really good idea, Zeloff, totally. I'd like to talk about that. What I need to do, so what I've found is, in terms of content production, so obviously, I want to make as much money and get as much attention as possible for everything that I do. That's my job. That is literally my job. So, I have to find ways for me to present content that I'm interested in ways that will maximize those two characteristics. To that end, nice try, Cyberwitch Lexi, but we're not embered right now. But for posterity's sake, I think I'm level 48 right now. So, in order for me to maximize and by the way, it's in everyone's interest that I make that money and that I get those views. Like, all of us benefit from that. Because it means that I can do more content myself, and it means that my content will have more longevity. After all, this bubble I've been enjoying right now is not going to last forever. Historica Hungarica with the $5, thank you, comrade. These 8 seconds will change your mind about Ring Fit Adventure. You are relentless on this, but I'll give it a look.
The adventure begins when an evil bodybuilding dragon named Drago throws the world into chaos. This world needs your help, and there's a lot of it to save. To move forward, simply jog in place.
I can't tell. Guys, be real here. I can't tell if this is wonderful and a positive step forward to make video games fun, engaging, and also healthy, or if this is some dystopian shit where everything has to be gamified in our society. Working your job has to be gamified, where you get ratings and get points that you can put towards your next thing. Working out has to be gamified. Everything has to be turned into some methodical... Why not both? Okay. Have I seen the Yang Gang fighting game? I have not. Well, Pig Puncher, you can't control, you can't directly control that, of course. Fan viewership is fan viewership. But you never know when things pop off. 100 to 200 viewers for streaming is still a pretty extraordinary amount when compared to the average. I'm not saying, like, complacency or anything like that. I'm just saying that I still think you've done a lot of really good work, and I've enjoyed the content you've produced before. But anyway, it's in everyone's best interest that your local lefty content producer, whether that be me or Pig, is making as much money and getting as much exposure as possible. One of the best ways that you guys can do that, and I think I'm going to start saying this during my videos more often, one of the best ways that you can do that is to fucking like. Just like the video and comment on the video. Jesus Christ. Thought every swing would be the last one. Zeloff with the $5, thank you. Also, please talk about Beastars in the media stream. Find some way to fit it in, please. Ha! Haven't I rambled about that show enough? Maybe I'll find a way to fit it in, huh? It's a good show. Probably Tarkmo. I agree with that. Yeah, Sam Cedar, I think, is a pretty good beamer. I need to consume more of that content. Anyway, there's a reason why big YouTubers will constantly do that like, comment, and subscribe shit. And it's because it's really helpful to our channels. It's really helpful to that. That's one of the best things that you can do. However, in regards to... Demon Rune stream so far, Pessimist. However, in regards to the way in which I can produce content, the best thing that I can do is find ways to package my ideas and make them amicable to a broader audience that appeals in a more populist way. So I'm not interested in doing hyper-analytical, in-depth, scholarly analyses. That's just not the kind of content I like producing. I want to have a pretty significant education, but I want that education to be in service of media production, not into a replication of itself. The media I want to produce are entertaining sound bites of varying lengths that I can use as a vehicle to disseminate good rhetoric and leftist ideology, along with other things I find interesting. Obviously. Whew! Nice try. Good, AOD Han. Let the Republic be united once more. The Black Knight's still here, isn't he? He's here. Oh, he's here. We don't need to be there. Okay. So when there's a particular issue that I want to talk about, I have to think of how I'm going to talk about it too. I can't just say like, oh, here, I'll talk about like police brutality. I have to think like, what's a way I can make this subject interesting and appealing even to people who don't politically agree with me? I have heard about YouTube Walkout, but to be perfectly honest with you, I've been too depressed to actually look into it. I promise you I'll get around to that soon, okay? You don't think viewer engagement has anything to do with the algorithm since like 2016? Well, right now the algorithm is concerned principally with maximizing view time. I'm pretty sure that's what the algorithm is most interested in. Maximizing the length of time people will watch your videos. And my content is maximized for that. Because I produce a lot of videos, and I stream on here. People look through my stream VODs and the videos themselves, and from that, you know, I rack up a fuck ton of view hours. True, Ashma. Will you ever do a stream with Pig Puncher beyond the D&D stuff? I'm not generally interested in doing any kind of, like, crossover or collab. I know those are good for the algorithm, but every time I try to do them, I get horrendously anxious. I just don't like it. When I bring people on, I want it to be because I'm debating them. Oh, speaking of, Pig Puncher with the tier 1 sub, thank you! Hope you and Hyena feel better. I'm going through some bad shit right now too, since my dog is so sick and I have to keep spending money on her health. Can't wait to move out to the West Coast later in 2020. It'll be so much better for my streams. Fuck yeah, comrade. I hope you're able to do so. Of course you'll be able to do so. I hope that it goes well. And I hope your dog feels well soon, okay? We've of course been kept in the updates, but I hope things get better in that regard. What build are you doing? Just quality build for now, 810. Big boy. What happened recently? Nothing happened. It's just depression. Apparently so, DJ Zerdif. I didn't know so many people were so worked up about the use of the word retarded, but I mean, that's how folks are gonna be. Hey, Title Punk Roller Girl with the $5. Thank you. Heart, heart, heart. Took Loopy Jackal to the arcade today on a date, heart. They earned a bunch of tickets and got me a really cute keyring, heart. We're eating dinner and enjoying cozy Dark Souls, heart, heart, heart. James 516. True! That's true, comrade. Hey, listen, Jesus smiles on your appreciation of my video game streams, okay? Wasn't there a hidden path ahead? Nah. No. Oh, here. Hey. Sweet. Oh, that's a cute little reference. This had never occurred to me before. This area, right here, this area that we're in currently, is right next to the Ashen Lake, is it not? Or the Smoldering Lake, which was originally the Ashen Lake. In the Ashen Lake, the way you arrive at that place is by going through two, consecutive hidden walls. Wait, the Ashen Lake or the Smoldering Lake are the same things? Yeah, the way it's kind of implied is that the Ashen Lake was what we're looking at right now, the Smoldering Lake, as the world rots. The Izalith, Lost Izalith from the first game, just sort of melted through and crashed into the Ashen Lake. Like this is the world of Dark Souls 1. It's the same general area, just rotted to a point of decay where the world is smashing against itself. Have you been getting claimed in a large sum of your videos? Copyright claims? No, I don't get copyright claims often. I get demonetized for every single video, though. You don't even need to swear to get demonetized. To get demonetized, it just has to be about sensitive subjects, such as war, violence, death, guns, such and such. I mean, of course I'm going to get, like, perma demonetized by that kind of system. Oh, shit. Polytope. Dark Souls 2 didn't really have lore in the same way that Dark Souls 1 and 3 did, in my opinion. Why not, Dusky Yoku? But do it for yourself. Don't do it for the recognition or clout or approval. Do you think Yang knows his UBI is garbage, or do you think he's just dumb? I don't think that Yang is dumb. I just think he's a tech dude. No! Oh! Curse takes so long to decrease. Ah! When they do that spray forward, it bounces behind them. You need to get them before they do it. There we go. Yang is for decriminalizing all drugs, so he isn't all bad. No, he's not all bad, but he's like a libertarian tech bro. Gayfesh, I haven't seen the latest Rick and Morty yet. Oh, nice, Pig Puncher. That's something I used to do more that I need to get back into. I need to start feuds with YouTubers. I need to do videos on more of their shit so they pay attention to me and get mad. Post it on to CD Baby? I don't know what you mean by CD Baby, Kanga. Will you start with Christy Winters? I don't think it's really worth it to start beef with Christy Winters. I don't feel like she's relevant enough to be worth my time. No, wait, it's the other way. You get a lot of subscribers if you'd fight Hassan IRL. You know, I feel like I'd also get a lot of broken ribs if I fought Hassan IRL. I don't know about that one, actually. You know, I'm thinking about it. I'm giving it a think. And yeah, I think I'd lose in a fight to Hassan. Boxing skills or no. What about fucking Hassan IRL? Listen, don't threaten me with a good time, okay? Hassan's fucking built? Hassan's huge. Oh shit, it's this dude. Yorig! Whoa, what? Calabashaw with the $5. Thank you. Do you like strategy games? If so, what are your favorites? Do you ever play any on stream? Strategy games? What do you mean by strategy? Do you mean like RTS or real-time strategy or turn-based or grand strategy games? I'm typically not a big fan. Oh boy. I'm typically not a fan though. Almost feels like a dead genre, to be honest. And Zeloff with the $5. Vaush, when are you gonna just come out and call Digibro the N-word so he'll have no choice but to debate you? Probably sometime after I'm done getting my asshole rocked by Turig. Oh my god. I don't know how productive a conversation with Digibro would be, but I still want to do it. I don't think he wants to do it, though. Ooh. This guy's health and armor are so high. You even consider League and Dota to be strategy games? Yeah, MOBAs have a definite strategy element to them. I don't know. It's been ages since I've played MOBAs. I don't play RTSs anymore. That era is behind me. I've never really been a big chess fan. Oh, shit! Oh, you didn't let me roll! Oh, yeah. Oh, he taunts you after he kills you. Ah, what a little fucking cuck. Debate with JF? Yeah, that is an NPC fighter, Wax Newman. I don't know how much there'd be to a debate with JF. What do you think of Age of Empires 2 and the new definitive edition that got released weeks ago? Age of Empires 2 was fun when I was a kid. RTS was fun for me back when, like in the early Destiny days, because he was who I watched at the time, so I got to like keep up with the memes and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's never been the type of game I really resonated with. JF was the Nazi Christy Winters gave legal advice on YouTube, fun fact. Oh, how delightful. Getting into the AoE 2 pro scene? I mean, Godspeed, Pig Puncher. I remember walls, trebuchets, and whoa. I remember those bits. I don't know how much I remember beyond that. Age of Rising, haven't died once. Glad you enjoyed the pool. Do you think Destiny is more charitable if he respects you like Dylan Burns? Oh yeah, of course. Destiny's level of charitability with... God damn it! Destiny's level of charitability has decreased substantially since the beginning of the anti-left arc. We'll just go down this. Whoa! Cringe! Can you share your thoughts on Hunter x Hunter so far? I mean, it's fine. The most Hunter x Hunter can ever be is like a good, fun shonen romp. Like, I'm not expecting some tremendous, revolutionary, narratively complex, you know, overwhelmingly, emotionally compelling experience. So that's it. Like, I don't know, it's fun. It's fun seeing people do cool things. One big thing I have an issue with specifically is depends on where you're at in the show. We'll see. We're right now they're trying to get onto the 200th floor. They're being taught Jin, or Jan, or Nan, or Ning, or Nimb, or whatever the fuck it's called. Nen. If you could click a button to filter all criticism, would you do it? What? No, of course not. I learned from criticism. Most of the criticism I get directed are from, far-right brainlets who don't understand what they're talking about and have wildly contradicting views on positions I hold, but... Oh yeah, okay. The Hunter x Hunter soundtrack is not good. I'm sorry, guys. It's not that good. The fucking OST it's loud and jarring and raucous. It doesn't add to the emotions of the scene, it sets the emotions of the scene. That's a big indicator for a bad soundtrack, especially for this type of media. When the goofy... When that fucking music comes on, like, okay, it's a silly scene, we get it, you know? Rather than using small sound cues or, like, you know, like, or sort of an orchestral overtone to, like, highlight the emotions of the scene, it just gets set, you know? And, oh, I had another... Oh, hello. Oh, DJ Zerda with the $5, thank you. Would you consider getting back into Warframe in upcoming months? The Railjack update is getting closer to being done. They released a pre-update patch so people can start building their Railjacks. I don't know what the fuck a Railjack is. I might pick up Warframe again. I'm not opposed to it. I enjoyed the game while I played it. Danmako Umaneko, I think they did a better job of balancing it there. One other thing that's bugging me so far about Hunter x Hunter, one thing that's bothering me presently is the fact that so far, like, unironically, like 90% of the fights haven't even been fights. They've been one person who is an obscenely high power level compared to the other person, walking up to them, and then Omairomo, Shinjeru-ing them. It's like that keeps happening every time. Like 90% of the fights have been like this. I don't even know like what regular fucking fights are like in this universe, because every fight seems to be between a regular dude and someone who can like teleport 60 times in a single millisecond and then instantly kill you. I fucking hate this guy. Wow, nice one-shot, bro! I've not seen Rurouni Kenshin. The only fights that I can think of, just get the fucking katana? Fuck you, we're not dex building. Also, guys, it's not a... Guys, just so you know, it's not an argument in a show's favor when you keep saying, oh, guy, after the first 60 episodes, it gets better. That's not an argument in favor of a show, just so you guys know. I'm not saying it's bad or whatever, I'm just saying... Yeah. The creator of Kenshin ended up being a pedophile? Oh, well. You live, you learn. Now you're a pedophile because you enjoyed what they produced. Nice one. Yes, the B-Stars OP does indeed slap. I think you can do more against the right's opposition to immigration, just saying. Oh yeah, definitely. This is a position that I've been refining my understanding of. I've been doing a lot of research these past few weeks. More so in the past week. I didn't realize my discussion with Sargon would turn into a discussion on immigration. But yeah, the immigration stuff is something that needs to be discussed more often. Oh, Jolene, oh, man. I don't need the handicap, Pig Puncher. How about when Milo has dirt on Nazis and Milo is trying to desperately get attention? But to clarify, in regards to immigration specifically, this is like a huge hot-button issue these days. Now, mind you, immigration, unless you're an immigrant, affects your life really fucking minimally. It really, really does. There are some niche cases where, like, maybe you feel super shit because, like, immigrants took your job or whatever. But for the most part, immigration just does not affect the lives of the people who claim to care about it that much. It just doesn't. Which means that I can't really argue from the perspective of, like, direct empirical involvement. I have to go a little bit deeper than that. Why am I doing all this? Zelov with the $5. That was quite the voice crack. Zelov with the $5. Thank you. Watch Hoshiai no Sora, the Star Line. It is some wholesome ass goodness with excellent animation, music, and some pretty woke writing. Would recommend. I can check it out, comrade. I think that sounds familiar to me. So maybe it's been on my radar in the past. Will you debate the alternative hypothesis? No, he won't debate. Alt-Height doesn't do debates. Alt-Height does his shit from a very particular vantage point. It's the only one in which he doesn't look like a fool. Which is where he has his own videos, and they're fucking 3 hours long, and he can ramble endlessly to convince his followers that he's some sort of statistician biology god, and doesn't open himself up to any direct scrutiny, which allows him to get away with making as many bad claims as possible. Like, here's an example, by the way. Vincent James made a video responding to your debate. You should debate him. I know, I saw it. Also, it was hardly a response to the debate. It was a stream segment where he complained about something that I said afterward. He wasn't even responding to the debate, was he? He was responding to my going over the debate. Or did I have, or did he do 2 videos on it? Oh, Gayfesh, true, but my video length isn't used as a tool to obfuscate the silliness of my arguments. I did see the video alt-hype made on Sean. Yeah, I know Don Meko Umineko. We might have already passed it, too. Finish Hunter x Hunter because it has a young trans girl. The only trans content I've seen so far in Hunter x Hunter was when the fucking the business suit briefcase dude bets that a girl is a guy because she says that she'll let him personally check if he's wrong, and then it's implied that he like finger banged her in front of like 3 children afterwards. Does everyone remember that part? Comrade Courtney with the donut sub, thank you. I just spent the last half hour listening to my white brother complaining about Indians taking his job and affirmative action screwing him over, when in reality he's just lazy, also poo-poo capitalism. True! Poo-poo capitalism. That is true. It's not implied he fingered her, he just peeped. Nah, dude, after he fucking pulled away, he had rose petals coming off of his hand and he kept sniffing it. Boobs don't have a smell. That motherfucker finger blasted that chick in front of fucking Gon and Killia and the other one. 100%. Unless it's meant to be implied... Unless it's meant to be implied that he, like, grabbed her tit and then was, like, smelling his hand. Yeah, no, he was huffing his fingers, dude. Oh, anyway, the reason I bring it up is because when he was considering in his head whether or not she was a boy or a girl, he was like, she's gotta be a girl, right? She a transvestite? No, definitely not. That's a real girl. So that's the only trans-adjacent content I have yet encountered. What is wrong with that anime? I mean, I don't know. It seems to be mostly good. Don't do it! Yeah, it's real fun playing around with the Fume Knight Greatsword when you have hyper armor on all your attacks. I have never watched Steins Gate. You don't know about boob pheromones? You know, somehow that's not the implication I got from the material. Like, this is really fucked up? It's not nearly as fucked up as a lot of other stuff that happens in anime. In terms of anime creepiness, consensually, like, reaching under a girl's skirt to, like, blast her around, like, some younger people is actually pretty low on the scale, I think. Zela for the $5. You're being very generous tonight, comrade. Thank you. Speaking of anime trans rights, go watch Wandering Sun. It's fucking fantastic. Just so you know, I don't necessarily go ahead and watch things just because I think they're, like, woke or whatever. But I can check it out. So anime is worse then? Anime has problems and good sides too. But I've seen far worse stuff in anime, I'll say that. I'm talking about the 2011 Hunter x Hunter. Nice fucking hyper armor. I love your poise, bro. Would you ever let somebody breastfeed you? Breastfeeding, like, grosses me out. I'm not into that. Woo! Oh no, 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 no! Will you ever debunk race realism? I already did. Have you not seen how many fucking low IQ whites I've brought onto my stream to defend themselves? Through debate? Whew. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about, immigration. Immigration is, like, so important to the modern, like, conservative mentality. I actually don't know what the breakdown is. For people who talk about immigration in a derogatory sense, how many of them are just basically, like, racist ethnostaters, who just wanted to be white, who when they say immigrants, they mean non-white people? Probably quite a bit of them. But how many of them, genuinely think that, like, too much immigration is like hurting the country actually in an empirical sense? I wonder that, because every time I argue about empirical reality, they won't fucking have it. More so than other subjects too. It's a fact that immigration strengthens your country. But no, they want to talk about culture. What the fuck do you mean culture? Culture is always changing. Always, always, always changing, whether you want it to or not. You can't stop culture from changing. Also, most of American culture is derived from the contributions of non-white people. What do you think of when you think of American culture? Do you think of pop? I hope not. Because let me tell you, pop is not exactly a white-only invention. Are you talking about rock and roll? Because that's even more fucking non-white in terms of its origins. Are you like what food are you talking about? Do you think the hamburger is American? American culture is a mishmash of other cultures' contributions. It's one of the reasons why this country is so dominant globally culturally. It's one of the reasons why our culture is so powerful, because we learn from other cultures, because we're a big, beautiful melting pot. And I really mean that. When it comes to cultural integration, we genuinely are a phenomenal experiment. America is unlike any other country out there in this respect. We are unique in that the strength of our culture is built from the contributions of different cultures and ethnicities coming here in a nation of immigrants. I think that's something to be proud of, and I think we should lean into that personally. How did rock start off? Rock was mostly derivative of jazz music. Rock, what would later be called like rock and roll was more of an initial like blues jazz thing. I mean, when guitar was integrated into popular music, it was done mostly through like black musicians, like Harlem musicians who were adding it to previous like blues ensembles. And then it like got picked up. And of course, like glam rock and hair metal rock are mostly white things, but I mean, the baseline contributions there were made pretty explicitly by black people during apartheid. No, DJ Zerativ, don't bother. I'll maybe get around to it one day. Do you ever feel tired realizing that half the talking points you argue against have been the same shit unions and socialists before you have had to fight for centuries already, still being propagated and taken seriously? Not really, Bread Warrior, because we're winning. We're constantly winning. A century ago, it may have been the same talking points, but do you know how many contributions have been made over that past century? We'll win. Whoa! Isn't the whole meme that capitalism is doomed to fail? That is indeed my meme. Oh no, DJ Zerativ, sincerely, if I watch it, I don't even have a DVD player or a disc player. No, if I watch it, I'll just watch it where I watch all of my anime, which is kissanime.ru, and I'll watch it with my partner on my computer. I appreciate the offer, though. Oh, I think so too, funny rhetorician. Nick Fuentes is flying way too close to the sun. Way too close to the sun. He's going to get the attention of some powerful people, and he's going to fuck up somebody important is going to pay attention to his fucking Holocaust denial, and he's going to lose all of it. He's going to lose his channel, he's going to lose his popularity. He's just going to be the other the most recent flavor of white supremacy that they're pushing for. Oh yeah, and all of a sudden all of his Nazi fans will remember that he's Latin. Oh my god, you fucking flew with that jump. Didn't realize this was Anime Town, where after you jump, you can just fucking float towards your enemy. Shit. Yeah, Pig Puncher, probably. But anyway, in terms of immigration, I don't know what to say when people talk about, like, culture. When they think of, like, American culture, what do you think when you think of American culture? Do you think of, like, Beethoven? Like, that's it? When you think of American I feel like when a lot of white supremacists talk about white culture or whatever, they're talking about fucking Europe. I'm not a fucking European. Get that shit out of my face. I don't oh yeah, American culture? What about a composer who lived 200 years ago, who nobody listens to today, and who lived in Europe? Yes, how representative of America. Yes, definitely. This is what the common American man fucking gives a shit about in their day-to-day. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, if you maybe German culture, if you're so into fucking Beethoven, go back to fucking Germany, dude. I'm sure Germany has a fuck ton of memorabilia for that douchebag, okay? If you want to go back there, go, have fun, cool, leave. American culture has never been this, like, fucking white ethno-state shit. What do you mean, human non-dancer? What's the most annoying anime trope? Oh god, don't get me started. One train of thought at a time, huh? Yeah, American culture is blue jeans and stepmom porn. That's the real shit. It's the Giants. Would you rather melting cultures into American identity or a culturally diverse population? And your take on cultural appropriation. Cultural appropriation is only wrong when it leads to the destruction, minimalization, or harm against the culture or the people of a marginalized community. It's not, Jay Bouchier. It's not at all. But melting cultures into American identity or a culturally diverse population. I don't think they have to be mutually exclusive. I don't think they have to be mutually exclusive at all. An American identity can be a culturally diverse population. That's the America that I want to live in. That sounds really good to me. I want an America where we share some basic values, some basic underlying values, like value of freedom, human rights, democracy. Yeah, I want us to agree on those things. And then from that point forward, immigration can contribute a lot of really cool, interesting stuff in terms of our, I don't know, general cultural diaspora. When you spoke the lore in Dark Souls in earlier playthroughs, I can only conclude one thing. Gwyn is a boomer doing all to his own selfishness. True! Gwyn, Lord of the Gods, the original boomer. There's no denying it. This will kill me, won't it? No, it won't. Are you worried about getting murked by any Nazis or the feds? It can always happen. That's why I keep guns with me. That's why I have plenty of guns. That's why my house is reinforced. That's why we have reinforced windows. That's why I have multiple deadbolt locks on the door. That's why I have a security system installed. That's why we have informed the neighbors, you know, like to be on the lookout for people wandering around outside the house. And that's why, I'd like to say it again, we have guns. You should always be ready to defend yourself. True, Super ACP. Well, your death will make the news if it happens, Big Puncher. Now that's American culture. True! Here, we're gonna go back down the easy way. Oh yeah, there's an undeniable danger, funny rhetorician. What do you think about guns in public? I'm a very big Second Amendment beamer. What is this?
Again, I hate to retread this
Oh,
ground,
I
but
saw
just want
this.
to be honest with you. I know that I can go full-on Jabba the Hutt with that girl because she's going to let me chain her up, put her in that slave lay outfit, and do whatever I want to. And you know what? She'll call me daddy because she has no clue who her real daddy is. Again, I hate to retread this
Oh
ground.
man, when your joke makes Dick Masterson cringe, when you're making a sexist joke about sexually exploiting women and Dick Masterson cringes, you know you've just stumbled into a fucking gold mine of content, friendo. Context? They're just some nerd podcast. I don't know. Boogie's always been a fucking creep.
Pretty be careful.
But wait, I want to talk about immigration some more. Like, I don't know. Oh, Comrade Crowprot Kindle, only you can answer that question. Good, Big Puncher. Quality content. There you go. But, so I don't know what they're talking... When they say, like, preserve white culture... I have Eternal Megatronus. When they say preserve white culture, I don't, like... Why do we mean Europe? Like, why are we limiting ourselves to how fucking Europe operates? Or how your imagined fantasy of how European culture is. I've never been to Europe, but I'm pretty sure that even in Germany, even in the wider neighborhoods, people aren't wandering around going, yes, yes, Mozart, Beethoven, yes, yes, guten Tag, friend, yes, this is muy guten, this, yes, so like, I'm pretty sure that over in Germany, they're also benefiting from the richness of culture that comes from, unironically, multiculturalism. If we're talking about the downsides of immigration, which there are undeniably, I mean, you'd have to be pretty dumb to think there are no downsides to a massive socio-political policy set. You know, like there are downsides to anything. What are the downsides to, like, paying taxes? Well, people have less money. Oh, but you get to fund civilized society. Oh yeah, well, that's the good part. That's worth it then. There are downsides to immigration. Sometimes it can cause an increase in crime. Mind you, in America, immigrants commit less crime than the domestic population. Mr. Super E with the $5. Thank you. Leorio is 16, so she's a pedo. Fucking femoids. Also, Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho are written by the same guy. Look up Miyuki from Yu Yu. Wait, they were written by the same guy? Oh, I had no idea. I had no idea the Yu Yu Hakusho mangaka was that prolific. Oh, interesting. I'll give it a look later. Yeah, that seems about right, name user. Hey, have a good one, Pig Puncher. I love you, comrade. Be well, and I hope things get better for you soon. But there are downsides to immigration. I've never met anyone who denies this. Guys, I talk to a lot of left-leaning people. I have never met, not in my whole life, I have never met a left-leaning person who believed that immigration had no downsides, or that it didn't need to be done in a controlled manner. No, I remember Valeria. I have never met such a person. It's astonishing to me, you know? We'll get to you soon, buddy. We'll get to you soon! Okay. I have never, ever met such a person. So like, what are some downsides to immigration? Well, sometimes it can cause an increase in crime, especially if you're talking about bringing in like large swaths of refugees. You know that saying, when you bring refugees, you bring their problems? In a lot of senses, that's true. The thing is, though, if you bring them here, they will integrate into society. They will get better. You will afford them opportunities they wouldn't have had otherwise. So do you accept some problems? Sure. But when you accept refugees and asylum seekers, you're not doing it to the benefit of the country, even though economically these groups still benefit the country. You're doing it You're doing it because you're trying to be compassionate. That's the reason why. Refugees aren't supposed to be something you invest in. They're supposed to be groups of people who are unfortunate, who need help. There we go. Who are unfortunate, who need help, and who you can help with your country. Vaush reactionary argument, they don't integrate, they multiply and spread their culture instead. I've never seen that demonstrated. Not once. Also, again, if you have a problem with certain elements of a culture in your society, then do what's right, do the right, responsible, mature thing, and deal with it by propagating your own culture. Not ethno-nationalism, your culture. What is it exactly about refugees or whatever? What is it exactly that you don't like about their culture? Do you not like the fact that they treat LGBT groups really bad? Because I hear a lot of conservatives pretend to care about LGBT groups when it means they can shit on Muslims. Cool. Promote LGBT rights. Why not give money to organizations that try to educate these groups? Why not give money to politicians who are interested in providing educational resources to these groups? Cool, cool, cool. Nice, cool. If you don't like the fact that they treat their women poorly, which many Muslim cultures don't, I'm not denying that. That's cool. That's great. Why not push for feminism in these communities? If you don't like the fact that they're doing that, then why not bring them the fuck in? If your only perspective on immigration is like, fuck it, I don't care if it hurts our economy, I don't care if it cuts us off from the rest of the world, I don't care about the well-being of other groups of people, and I don't care about the benefits a multiplicity of cultures can bring, all I care about is making sure that these groups aren't here, then at that point, I don't think that you're like dealing with a rational person. I think at this point, you're not engaging with someone who has legitimate concerns. They're just pretending to care about wedge issues so they can project like a white nationalist agenda. You know what I mean? Like, what is there to complain about with regards to, like, say, for example, Mexican immigration in this country? I've been in LA. I've been to Texas. Trust me, it's still America. It's not going to be America. Reactionary argument. Why should we waste time and effort educating these people instead of just not letting them in the first place? You mean besides the fact that these groups tend to commit less crime than the domestic population, give us economic benefits, and because we're helping these people by allowing them in? Because historically, they're literally the backbone of this country. Not just in a labor pool sense, but in a cultural sense as well. So this radical anti-immigration agenda is, what if we did something that we know is destructive to our economy, that is antithetical to how we've constructed our society and our culture in the past, that will hurt people outside of our country as well, and will mitigate our ability to effectively engage with other actors on an international stage, all because we're terrified of something happening that up to this point has never happened, which is the domination of our predominant culture by a small group, by 0.3% of the population immigrating every year. What do you think about illegal immigration? I don't care. Doesn't seem to hurt this country either. I want them to be legal immigrants, so let's make them legal. Oh, I agree. I think immigrants should be compelled, to an extent, to integrate. I think they should be given classes on our local law, culture, and our language. I don't think they should be forced to give up what they have, but I think they should speak English. I think that they should be familiar with how the Constitution functions. We do this to an extent in America. We have our citizenry test, yeah. One problem, at least from my understanding, immigration from richer peoples and communities from other countries might raise rent prices and screw over the poor. Then there's resources and population density as possible concerns. Lone Cat, the resources and population density doesn't seem to be an issue. In most developed countries, the birth rate for the domestic population is below replacement. Immigration is the only reason our country is able to continue growing. So in terms of like supporting our infrastructure, we need those immigrants. There's no denying that. This is one of the reasons why Japan, a racist ethno-state, is suffering so much right now. They're suffering because they don't let other people in. They're suffering because They're pursuing the policies the alt-right are obsessed with pursuing, trying to keep their country ethnically homogenous, and it's destroying their culture and economy. I encourage all of you to go look up how Japan has been doing over the past 30 years. Isn't it because Japan is way overpopulated? No, Robofury Man, it's the opposite. Japan is underpopulated. Their birth rate has been plummeting, depression skyrocketing, marriage rates getting later and later and later, more and more and more people turning away from marriage and having children. And a lot of it is because of the essential cultural elements of ethnic homogeny that they perpetuate with their culture, with their laws. Do you have any idea how economically powerful Japan would be right now if they fucking let other people in? If they allowed a little bit more diversity and immigration in their culture? If they had more fucking non-Japanese people in their schools? Do you know there are Japanese schools out there that won't teach you unless you dye your hair black? If you have off black hair or dark brown hair, that's indicative that you're not pure blood Japanese. And they will force you to dye your hair black. Because they consider it a distraction to have someone with a different hair color in their school classrooms. That's not an exaggeration. You can go look that up. That's a real thing that actually takes place. Japan is fucked. It's dying. Everything the alt-right wants is in Japan right now, and their country is dying because of it. It's bad all around. Larger and larger sections of the culture are growing alienated and detached from how society functions. People are judged based on their worth to the state and corporations, which is one of the reasons why their worker culture over there is so fucking bad. Their birth rate is plummeting. They don't allow immigration in. They have horrible fucking international relations with their neighbors. It's like insane how fucked they are. Everyone. Specifically because of the policies that they've pursued. Do you think it's because they're bored of each other due to lack of diversity? Cultural stagnation is a real thing. Since the beginning of time, and I mean that, since the beginning of human civilization, we have sought to learn from other cultures. Sometimes we do it imperialistically, as the West has done, and many other cultures have done many times. Sometimes we do it fairly, through immigration, through fair trade of resources, what have you. But the desire is there nonetheless. We want to learn from other cultures. How could we not want to learn from other cultures? Don't you like learning? Don't you like having more opportunity? Most sane people do. I love that the crabs walk to you sideways. That didn't hit me. Yeah, Japan's nationalism and ethnocentrism, their anti-immigration policies, all of these things are bringing about the death of their culture. And do you know why nothing's changing? Do you know why their suicide rates are sky high? Do you know why their workers are so exploited with no end in sight? Do you know why they're hated by their neighbors? Do you know why their birth rates are so low? Do you know why their economy and culture have stagnated? It's because the people at the top of their society are a bunch of traditionalist, ethno-nationalist, racist old men who want to keep things the way they were back in the pre-World War II imperial days. The only thing that fundamentally changed is that a fascist empire became a capitalist, became an insular, exclusionary capitalist ethno-state. That's the only real thing that changed. The people at the top are foundationally responsible for perpetuating the same basic ideas. Yeah, Kabocha, and you know what? With those left-leaning innovative artists in Japan, the ones that actually try to push the boundaries with culture, are in large part disrespected over there. Why do you think anime has to rely so much on a Western market? Why do you think so much Japanese media is so prominent over here? It's not just because Nintendo got a hold of our video game enterprise back with the NES after the Atari 2600 failed. It's also because they have to export it. Japan doesn't have room in its heart, in its culture, and in its community for the diversification of media that has taken place amongst its creatives. Anime is dying over there. Studios are getting more and more defunded. There's not enough money to go around in a country that was very recently, in the 1980s at least, exorbitantly wealthy compared to its neighbors. And all of it, every single thing that I have mentioned, stems fundamentally from their immigration and their ethnocentrism. All of it. I doubt wages. No, wages would never be reduced due to immigration in a market socialist economy. Why would that ever happen? Apparently, it was controversial to pass a bill that would accept 400,000 immigrants over 5 years last year. Yeah, that's not even close to beginning to be the solution to Japan's problems. But they don't want to do it because they're ethno-nationalists. Japan lets in very few people, and you have to do pretty, you have to be pretty compelling. You have to be pretty, pretty good looking to them for them to even consider it. An American animator got permission to work on some Naruto movies. He said no one talks to each other. They work overtime every day, and they only make $120 a month. Well, that wouldn't be in Japan. An animation studio that's only making $120 a month would be in Korea or Taiwan. Japan isn't... I don't think Japan... I mean, that would be a violation of their labor laws, surely. Doesn't Australia have similar immigration policies? Australia's immigration policies are a little bit more lax. Australia's issues tend more to be how they deal with refugees. Wait, there's another way over here. Oh, it's not just Japan. There are other countries in Asia that are really bad, but Japan is the one that's dying first because of it. And also, Japan is most interested in maintaining its ethnic homogeneity. Here we go. I'm not that familiar with Australia's immigration policies. I know they're not as stringent as Japan's. It would be very difficult for them to be that. Oh, definitely, Kabocha, 100%. I've been to Tokyo. I've spent time in Japan. Yes, the immigration rate in recent years. I think my point was pretty well demonstrated by what I saw there. If anything, what I saw was worse than what I expected, but... Apparently our birth rate is 1.8, dude, holy fuck. Yeah, most developed countries have low birth rates. This is a product in large part of our economy. If you're well off, it gets harder and harder and harder for you to like, justify having kids, and as the economy gets worse and worse and worse, you need to spend more time working. Like, guys, can you right now in chat hypers if you feel as though you're never going to be able to be financially stable enough to afford a child? There's probably a very cool way of fighting this enemy. But you know... Yeah, that definitely wasn't it. Oh. Oh, I should have gotten it. No, 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 no. Fuck, you're a retard, Vaush, lol. You couldn't scroll down far enough to see the immigration stats. Human non-dancer. Okay. Because I'm positive that you're fucking with me here. I'm pretty sure that we looked at the immigration stats directly. We just did it. But I'm gonna look again, and I'm gonna scroll down lower and see if after reading a bunch of shit that completely agreed with my position, there's going to be a weird little thing at the end that says, oh, but actually here's something different. Discrimination against... Oh, okay, so here we go. So you say I didn't scroll down far enough to see the immigration stats. Weird, because I looked at immigration stats right here. We can look lower. Languages. Society. Here's the suicide rates. 88 suicides a day. Nice. Discrimination against ethnic minorities. That's really cool. There's a lot of racism in Japan. That reinforces my points as well. Different minority group. I'm not even going to try to attempt to pronounce these. Foreign residents. Foreign residents aren't immigration. These tend to be people who come in to work, and the reason they come into work is because they're compensating for the dwindling birth rates. The government's not willing to do anything about their immigration policy, so they just let people come in temporarily to work. Apparently 1.5 million people. Many of these are also students studying. I had a girlfriend who went to Japan to study abroad for 2 years as well. So that's cool. I'm going to scroll down some more because this is foreign residencies, not immigration. Foreign residents, foreign residents, foreign residents. Oh, interesting. So I scrolled down more and I didn't find anything more about immigration. It's almost like I saw all of the relevant information to begin with, and you're just upset that even after directing me to this information, everything that I just said reinforced my previous points. Damn. Well, that's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes, you know? I'm sure whatever aneurysm you're currently recovering from maybe led you to believe that there was more on that page, there was something interesting that you had missed. Seems like incontrovertible evidence that a poor immigration policy is causing the decline of Japan, that their country is dying. You went past the graph, mate? What graph? Alright, this is the... Alright. Sure, I'm glad this worm can't move from his fucking spot. Immigration. What graph? This graph? Transition of numbers of registered foreigners in Japan from 5 major countries. These are registered foreigners, not immigration. This is the only graph that deals with the influx of people into the country. And this is for registered foreigners, not immigrants. This could be for people on work visas as well. Here's another... This isn't even a graph. This graph? This is about foreign residency. Alright. Thank you for educating me further, comrade. Now I know whether or not there was a graph. I've learned. Yeah, it's not flamenco. Foreign workers and immigrants are not the same thing. Immigrants are when you come to a country to live there and stay there and make babies there. And foreign workers, or foreign residents, are when people come to your country for a non-permanent residency to achieve some sort of social, educational, or economic goal. Yo, what's up? What? Oh yeah, sure, I'll be right there. Alright, hold on, folks. Enjoy the show real quick. I'm being shown something. Guys, immigration stats did not increase. We even read over the statement from 2015, their prime minister saying that they would not be increasing immigration in spite of everything. Yeah, temporary residencies have increased to compensate for a lower birth rate. Die! There we go. Thank you, Solaris. Praise the sun! Does anyone here watch Lethal Frag? Praise the sun. If only I could be so grossly incandescent. True, Posada Show. That's okay. Human non-dancer, do you think maybe your perception here might be incorrect? That everything I said initially off the cuff was true, and then we looked over the Wikipedia page and everything that said was also true? Have a good one, DJ Zerdiv. Demon King! Don't do it! The Japanese do racially mix? What does that mean? Do you mean like, do Japanese people ever fuck non-Japanese people? The Japanese government doesn't keep statistics on ethnicity, which I didn't know actually. Means they have interracial porn? Oh yeah, they do. Dude, Japan is so fucking racist against black people, it's insane. Does he? Oh wait, no! No! Oh! Ooh. Hey, Zela, for the $5, thank you! People like Human Non-Dance are the reason we need Posadism. It could be a legitimate, like, Oh my god, I'm so close to being dead! A legitimate misunderstanding or grievance, but I do agree that as a, I have not, Captain McMillan. I have not done Mecha Umaneko. They're talking about different Japanese ethnic groups mixing, but they definitely don't mix with non-Asian ethnicities except for maybe rich white people. Oh yeah, intra-ethnic mixing takes place in Japan, but I would call America an ethno-state even if fucking Irish and German people were, like, procreating. Like, when we say ethno-state, we pretty clearly mean, like, with regards to whatever racial category that country considers to be intrinsic to its nation, you know? Probably, Jaren. Whoo! Do it! Oh, don't do it! Don't! I take it back! I take it back! No! Why did I do that? I ran back into the Ring of Fire. Can you expand on the racism against black people, like how bad it is? Give us examples. If you want, okay, listen. You know how back in like the, okay, wait, how many of you guys are boomers? Like actually boomers. Like how many of you guys are 40 years old or older? Hypers, if none of you? I guess this is a video game stream. Yeah, wow. I didn't know this was so boomer exclusionary. Low 40s Gen X? Of course I don't actually mean boomers. I know, yeah, yes, thank you. I'm aware that fucking baby boomers are not 40. Thank you, guys. Okay, here's a better one. Have you guys ever been with like a grandma or grandpa or aunt or uncle or whatever? And and you, like, somehow race came up as a subject. Not some big political subject, like, what do you think about the racial climate in this country? But just, like, maybe, like, there's a black friend you have, or they were talking about a black friend, or Obama came up or something, and they say some shit, like, oh, yeah, Obama seemed nice enough. I mean, he did as well as he could for a black, right? Or something like that. And they say it completely nonchalantly. And you pause for a second, you're like, wait, is that a joke? And it's not. They're just like, oh god damn it. They're just like old-timey racist. Like, they're not, modern racists are seething. They seething with righteous hatred or whatever they think is righteous. But these fucking deuterinos, they'll just casually say racist shit. You guys have experienced that before, right? Kabocha with the $5, thank you! Hey dude, you thought Slime and Contra helped me think about gender in a way that made me realize I'm non-binary, so thanks for that, baby. I've also been watching you since Enlightened Centrism. Oh shit, Kabocha, then you must be from Destiny's community, because they were the ones that really pumped that video up. Well, fuck yeah, I'm happy to have you around, and I'm delighted to hear you're more comfortable with your gender expression. The reason I'm saying all of this is because that thing I just described, that's most Japanese people about black people. Unless we're talking about, like, young, hip kids. That's, like, the general opinion. I did so well the first attempt. The first attempt went so well. The average Japanese person, I'm willing to bet, probably thinks black people are like an oddity. That the average black person is like a weird, they're kind of like stupid or whatever, but they try their best and they're so funny looking, you know? That, I think, is what the average... Just, have you ever watched an anime with a black person in it? They always do the lip thing, every time. I didn't time that well. Ah, God. That's one of the reasons I was so impressed when I saw that butler girl, the black girl, in Hunter x Hunter, the one who guards the spooky, edgy guy's estate, because she actually looked like a fucking human being. God, that's so hard to dodge. You should ember up? Fuck you. For some reason, if you're standing behind him when he does that blast, it does much, much less damage than it would otherwise. Really? Nah, fuck you. That was a perfectly timed... Did you see that? I fucking rolled right at the beginning of the Ring of Fire. You ever watch Tokyo Breakfast? I have not watched Tokyo Breakfast, must I? Well, that time I waited too late. I never know when to time that one. It's coming out again. Is there a way to do that? Do you just have to be out of the... I got greedy! Have you heard of B-stylers? Blackface is literally a fashion trend in Japan. Yeah. What? I'm behind the rock! What do you want from me? Jump it? I don't think that works. Jumping is like never used in combat in this game. Show the washing machine commercial? What are you talking about? It's full of the N-word? Oh. The Japanese N-word. Did they just say the N-word over and over again? Oh, okay. I missed the end. I want to kill the boss. Wait, I'm trying to not get demonetized today, okay? Get your knee, old man! Remember, it's the old Demon King. You gotta exploit those weaknesses. Those achy joints. I like the cadence of the old Demon King fight a lot. Some of his attacks are really obnoxious, though. Another issue is that his model is kind of disjointed between his legs, tail, and arms. So very often you can get, like, caught on him, and it's kind of awkward. Oh my god, I dodged both those. You didn't even see it. Game didn't let you see it. Never mind, it's Chinese, but still. Eh, Chinese are pretty racist, too. Hey Vaush, have you ever watched Akkad Daily's White Supremacist Takes? I have not, no. I didn't even know Akkad Daily was a thing until he made a video of me from that channel. But what white supremacy is engaged in? Sargon of Akkad is alt-right as far as I'm concerned, so... Gotta get out of here. What? I'll check in a sec, Hyena. Can you not see what I'm doing right now? This game can't be paused. I don't think he's alright, just really fucking dumb. I don't know, my dude. He unironically advocates for the ethnostate. Isn't he technically alt-light because he doesn't have the JQ? Well, here's the... that really depends on where you land it. Like, is there a functional difference between alt-right and alt-light if you advocate for the same conspiracy theory as the JQ, you just don't call it the JQ? You call it the leftist, cultural, Marxist, anti-white, intellectual Q? Is there a functional difference there? Good night, Posadas John. What does alt-right or alt-light even mean? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll never ask him. Yeah, I'm on now. Ow. Losing faith in Vaush at the moment? Okay. Humanon Dancer, you've already, like, acted like an unrepentant dipshit and proven you know nothing about a subject you were confident enough on to insult me for not knowing as much as you. Who's Cult of Dusty? Cult of Dusty is an old skeptic YouTuber. What?! How do I get good at improv comedy? I don't fucking know. Godspeed. What even happened there? Why couldn't you have given a simple poli-sci answer to Sargon on what does the far right mean? Colossal TM3, I was a little caught off guard, but trust me, taking that time to start explaining the actual tenets of what I would call far right would have been utterly irrelevant there. Remember, his conceit, it doesn't matter what I would have said because his conceit was that the term meant nothing and that it was a dog whistle to mean not politically correct enough. This is not a person for whom a reasonable conversation could be had on what it means when people talk about alt-right. He said that because it's a subjective definition, it's meaningless. Like, this isn't an environment. You have to avoid semantic discussions altogether with people like Sargon. Pessimist with the $5, thank you! Can porn ever be ethically enjoyed? I ask because as a porn artist, I see furry and weeps about heads over who's more pure all the time and I don't know where to stand. Wait, drawn pornography can absolutely be fine. Drawn pornography is usually fine. Why wouldn't drawn pornography be fine? If you're talking about live pornography with real human beings, then yeah, of course. Sex work is no different from any other kind of work. You wear less clothing during sex work. Sometimes that's not even the case, but same basic gist. Now, most porn is hyper-exploitative, but most work is hyper-exploitative right now. So that's not unique to porn. You're not talking to Sargon to convince him, you're doing it to convince the audience. How's not answering a simple question conducive to that? Because even, for one, asking the question was irrelevant to the broader discussion. For two, oh right, it goes through. For two, if I had actually answered and given specific pointers, he would have gone over them point by point to explain how either that wasn't UKIP or that's not what the far right means. For three, he had already demonstrated that he wasn't willing to actually have a discussion over the meaning of those words because he said it was a dog whistle for not being politically correct. The secret to discussions like that from an optics perspective aren't to engage with the semantics, it's to avoid them. There is a never-ending hole, a semantic pit, from whence you enter, you can never go back. And that's something you need to avoid doing in those situations. Somniostatic with $5, thank you! Am I the only person who think you did well in the Sargon debate? No, actually. You know what's really funny? The guys over on the fucking Kiwi farms actually think that I blew Sargon the fuck out. Of all the communities to have my back, I guess Sargon is more of like a lolcow than me? I have no idea. But they actually propped me up for that one. No, I think that amidst my community, most people say I did well, and amongst Sargon's community, pretty much all people will say that he did well. And amongst neutral, observant communities, it probably lent more towards me. Sargon, however, is a larger public figure, so that's not good enough. Guys, look. He's weak. Human non-dancer, immigration hasn't been increasing. Worker residency has been increasing. And even if immigration has been increasing, that doesn't mean Japan is doing what it takes to meaningfully address their country's problems. And even if they were doing what it takes to meaningfully address their problems, that wouldn't change the fact that my earlier assessment was correct. Poor immigration policy led them down the destructive path that they're currently on. Cult of Dusty said you lost. Well, Cult of Dusty is kind of an idiot, so... Beesliege with the tier 2 sub, thank you! No, you are not. Thanks for at least trying against Cargon, even if... Oh, at Somniostatic, no, you are not. Thanks for at least trying against Cargon, even if you think you can improve Vaush Daddy. Of course. I didn't come into this thinking that I was already an infinite debate god. I came into this thinking that, like all other skills, this is something that I would have to improve at. Sargon is a terribly, terribly unintelligent person. However, he is also large and well-regarded in some sectors of the internet, and he acts in unbelievably bad faith. Jesse Lee Peterson acted in much better faith than he did. That's no exaggeration. That's pure, clean fact. To be fair, Cult of Dusty said you won in the logic but lost in appearance. Oh, I would agree with that. Whatever happened to the distributist guy, I have no idea. May he rest in peace. Yeah, that's true, Cupid, too. That's how I try to think of it. I think you should try to understand where Dusty is coming from. You guys could easily get along. I did get along with him. I went on his podcast, and I had a fun time talking with him. The reason why I feel comfortable disparaging him now is because in that time, he has shit-talked me over the Thought Slime drama, said I have an enormous ego, said I'm a grifter who's only in this for the money, said that I'm only giving Shuonhead a pass because I want to fuck her, and said that that my takes on the child porn worker exploitation thing are stupid. Oh my god, I just hurt her with my elbow. Fuck.
Welcome home, farewell.
Meanwhile, this entire time, I really don't think I've been disparaging him anywhere near to that extent. So I do feel comfortable.
Ashen 1.
Welcome. Very well done.
I want more endurance. No, I want more vigor. No, yes. That's like a 10% increase in vigor for 2 points. Dusty also stole my pic on Twitter instead of tagging me while calling us out about the talking to JLP Vaush. When I asked him to not and it made me uncomfortable, he ignored me. Ah, well. Any thoughts on Sean's bell curve video? Sean's bell curve video was phenomenal. One of the best pieces of media I've seen on YouTube, and just extraordinarily well put together, overwhelmingly so. I learned a lot from it. I would encourage anyone who is a fan of me to go out there and check it out themselves. And I would also say, I would like to point out how fucking hysterical it is. How unbelievably funny it is that the alt-hype had to quickly rush out a little video critiquing it. And the alt-hype's video was him saying that Sean was racist somehow, and that he had mischaracterized Murray by quoting Murray, and then in the segment where he quoted Sean quoting Murray, misrepresented Sean's position, while Sean's quoting of Murray, while cut off from a broader segment, was representative of the position Murray has largely had in other discussions. Don't worry about it too much, Iltanat. Is it better than H-Bomb's Pathologic Critique? H-Bomb's Pathologic Critique is also phenomenal, don't get me wrong. They both nailed it with these past 2 videos. But in terms of usefulness to the world, I think combating the bell curve is probably a little more important. Oh, funny rhetorician, the Nazi debates will happen from time to time, but there's a world of politics out there that isn't just debating them. Again, I can engage in Nazi politics, and I'm open to debating Nazi types. But if I do so, like, I want it to be productive. Nick Fuentes has expressed an interest in debating me before. I'm not opposed to that in the slightest. But if it's gonna happen on my stream. That little bitch boy was only interested in doing it if he knew he could do it on the kill stream, where he would have fucking 3 moderators to back him up anytime he said something stupid or got argued into a corner. He did the exact same thing with Destiny. Remember? In his first 2 arguments with Destiny, he got blown the fuck out. That was probably the most embarrassing discourse he's ever had. And I encourage you guys to go watch Destiny's debate with... gotta get up there. Destiny's debate with Nick Fuentes, particularly the second one. Roderick, I don't want to debate you. Love to only give me 5 minutes time. Roderick, I occasionally do viewer call-in streams, but at the moment I'm not having anyone on the stream to share anything. I've been feeling not especially social. Also, I just try not to do that much anymore. You can get warped. He looked good in the second debate? No, funded by Soros. Then you're misremembering. In the second discussion with Destiny that they had, the follow-up from their first discussion, Nick Fuentes looked like a fucking clown. And after that, Fuentes said he would never debate Destiny again because he quote-unquote argues in bad faith. But then, a little after that, Fuentes showed up, surprise visitor, on a Killstream appearance that Destiny showed up for. That was the only time he was willing to do it, when he knew he had his fucking bitch boys behind him to help him out. Destiny did well in the kill stream as well, but it wasn't nearly as good as the one-on-one. There are limits to that format. Destiny went on there to talk to Soph, and then Fuentes shows up out of nowhere. Oh, Roderick, if there's historical information that you would like to share. Oh, right, you were the one. Oh, Roderick, comrade, if there's historical information that you would like to go over, I'm particularly interested. The thing I'm most interested in is any historical periods that I can use to illustrate that whites have not always been supreme civilizationally, especially in regards to immigration. There are time periods throughout history which I am not particularly well educated on, which showcase things like white groups that are currently considered white, being the barbaric immigrants that were sneered upon by the civilizationally superior non-whites. The narrative of the white nationalist has always been that white civilization has always been superior, and even though we had some rough periods, we were always like the culturally dominant force. But I know that's not the case. I need to examine this a little bit more in my own time, but that's something I definitely want to get into. I want to look at periods where whites were, relative to other civilizational partners, what we now consider like non-white immigrants to be today. That's easy. Rome, Egypt, Russia. What do you want to know? Well, I can't get into it now, but like I said, this is something I'm interested in looking towards in the future. Why the fuck does Dark Souls have platforming? I don't know. I think it's a cruel joke. They never stopped playing on us. Same with those poison swamps that slow your movement. Bevery, if you ever want to send me an email, if you can, guys, if any of you ever want to provide me information, back it up with sources. Not articles, cited academic research. And if you can do that, that research is probably going to get put into the ultimate research document. I've been doing a ton of research recently, and I'm looking to expand, comrades. I'm going to add some sick shit to that document. Race science is coming up soon, obviously, but there are other things that I want to go over too. Autogynephilia, the relationship between sexual violence and trans people. Those are two big ones that need to be added to the trans document. Obviously, the race science stuff needs to come in. Immigration is a big one. The most recent addition to the document was I've got some research on Native American history and rhetoric, but it's in an edited book. You can still email me about that, but that would be a little bit harder for me to directly cite. Oh, Kabocha, we'll go over that later. Complicated. I'm trying to play video games. I'm just saying these are things I'm looking to explore. This whole game is so gray. Yeah, especially this area. I mean, it's a world of Ash. What do you want? Of course, Roderick. Captain McMillan, I probably don't have the time to read through a paper. If you've submitted it and published it and it can be cited through a website, then it would be useful to me. You also need stuff on trans kids and transitioning when young. I think I had something like that.
Sorry, friend. Be more careful. By the gods, curiosity is gonna kill you, kittens. Some places are better left alone, you know.
Patches?
Oh, sorry. Am I a tad too late?
Hey, Tenshi Tienko with the $5. Thank you. Hey, it's my birthday today. I'm glad you're taking time to feel better after the debate. Though you're making me want to play Dark Souls 3 instead of Bloodborne, but I gotta focus. Feel better, comrade? Thank you. And happy birthday. I don't feel bad about the debate, actually. The depressive episodes kind of come and go. I think this one actually came because I recently finished watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's hard for me to explain. I have some neuroses. Just... Vaush, any more big debates scheduled in the future? Oh, yeah. I guess I can tell you guys. Why does my nose itch so much? What the fuck? No, not for the first time. For, like, the 8th time. What did I do to get this orange name? Hate my life. Somebody must have gifted a donation to, or gifted a subscription to you. Okay, guys, Irithyll. Gotcha, Captain McMillan. In that case, I probably won't be able to cite it or anything, but knowledge is still useful to me, and I can follow up on knowledge by looking up stuff on my own. Wait, did I really not take the Irithyll bonfire? Okay. That happens in Alien Alias. Now, what was I saying? Okay, big debates coming up in the future. Well, it's reasonable to assume that Stefan Molyneux's manager isn't going to get back to me, even though he's the one who reached out to me. Digibro might happen at some point in the future. Nick Fuentes is always a maybe if he ever decides to nut up and come over here. In a little bit more than a month, I'm going to be flown out to Dallas, Texas, and I'm going to have a debate with, I'm forgetting his name, but he's a big, oh, thank you, G.A. Benson. He's a creationist who argues against evolutionary theory. He went to jail during tax evasion. Ken Hovind, yes, Ken Hovind. I'm going to be debating him in Dallas, Texas live. It's going to be fun. It'll be live streamed, but not on this channel. It'll be live streamed on Modern Day Debates channel. And though this isn't yet set in stone, and I question how much legitimacy I'm giving him here, I might be debating Sargon of Akkad sometime before March of next year, live in New York. I'm going to be flown out there, and he's going to be flown out there. It would be a live, in-person debate. Ow. You can email... Guys, if you ever have interesting info, feel free to email. Don't wait for my permission. Hey! Give me a warning! Bobbity boobity. You didn't give me a warning that time either. Are you gonna this time? Okay, that time I expected it. Why New York? New York is pretty equidistant between where I live and where Sargon lives. What's the topic with Kent Hovind? It's gonna be the classic. It's going to be young Earth creationism and what was the specific thing? I can give it a shot, Gayfesh. Wait, was it young Earth creationism? Hyena, what was the specific subject? Is there gonna be an audience? I'm not sure. That modern day debate guy has connections, I'll tell you that. What year is this? 2008? Hey, I'll take my clout whenever I can get it, thanks. Oh! Dude, this guy is so fucking jumpy. I'd like to talk to you about YEC and Kent Hovind. Yeah, I mean, if you've... there is yet time to prepare. I've assembled a team of high-tier scholars to provide me information on this subject. But if there's any information specifically you'd like to provide to me, Can you... I can't even fucking see what's going on with this guy. Don't move. He moved. He did it. He did... Perish! Joseph... Galley. Joseph Anderson's one of my favorite YouTubers. I love his perspectives on the Souls series. They're so cold. I really respect it. When will you debate Bob Avakian? It's coming, comrade. Those beasts are weak to bleed. I don't need no fucking cheats. Gotcha, Mako. I think that Thunderfoot also has a lot of arguments against that guy. I am not Captain McMillan. That seems like something I should be aware of. Yeesh. When describing Nazism, would you say Nazism is exclusive only to white ethno-nationalism specifically, or can it be any form of ethno-nationalism? Nazism specifically... Excuse me. Nazism specifically is a white thing, but there are ideologies which are pretty fucking similar to Nazism that can be applied to other racial groups. Alicat Knight, possibly one day. Did you watch Destiny's debate with Kent? No, wait, yes, I've watched every Destiny debate, multiple times, which means I must have watched it. These guys are a fucking bitch. Unless I hit you first. Oh! 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 Ooh! Ooh! I think so, Lone Cat, yeah. Oh, Roderick, comrade, you're going to have to email that to me. I'm terribly sorry, I'm not trying to be difficult, but I am here to play Dark Souls. I can discuss things, but don't really want to be looking through, Who's modding your debate with Sargon? Modern day debates. 5.0 with the 10 bucks, thank you! Hey Vaush, thanks for all the content, along with helping me understand things. You've helped my work, comrades, be more open to socialism and moving further left. Comfy video streams are great too. They really are, comrade, and thank you, I really appreciate it. I'm delighted that whatever work I do has had a positive effect on your life and the life of those around you. That's all we can hope for sometimes. Don't do it. Hey, Frederick with $1. The Hovind debate, recommend hitting up Hannah and Jake Bible Reloaded. Debated him before. Want to see if you do a chick track with them? Ha! Yeah, the only problem, I can't go on their streams because they stream on Twitch, but I quite like, Hannah and Jake. I'm dead. skeleton! Ha! Just as I planned. No promises, Rockstar Miota. I'm pretty picky. Thank you again, 5.0. I really appreciate it. Is modern day debates a chud? I don't think so. I think that he's an honest, good-hearted Christian. No, that's Dark Souls 2, Gallius the God. All according to Kaikaku. Editor's note. Kaikaku means health bar. MDD is a Christian? Yep. What's with the ghosts? The ghosts are the ghosts of Irithyll. They walk through the city because this place is a husk of its former glory. No! Kaikaku? Did I say Kaikaku incorrectly? Oh, I know, Pop Block Caligula. It's just what you get used to, right? Shit. I'm betting we can get through almost all of this in one go. For my Soul Level 1 run of this game, Pontiff Solivan was actually the boss I had the most trouble with, I think. Idiot. Baka! See, that's why I like the broadsword, dude. You can just 100-0 people with this fucker. You can just slap people around. Yeah, never failure. There are a lot of really specific technical arguments that I'm going to need to familiarize myself with. I remember he brought out a PowerPoint. He was PowerPoint Andy, right? Am I getting to Anne Orlando tonight? Absolutely. Frantic with the $1 Bible were loaded to their YouTube channel, put their Chick Track Jake's Twitch channel largely a solo thing with the exception of their D&D streams. Ah, I've only ever checked out their Twitch channel. Even though I'm banned, my ghost haunts them. Yeah, that was PowerPoint Andy. Nope. Oh, should have brought some power armor. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no, not enough armor for you. You get stun locked and killed. Oh, no. I really don't want a 2v1. Oh, but he timed out. Oh, shit. It didn't work, guys. It didn't. Have you seen an anime called Bleach? You don't need... I know Bleach is an anime. And if so, do you like the OST? No, I have not watched Bleach, nor am I familiar with the OST. Don't you think the enemies in this area have sick designs? I think enemies in this entire game have sick designs. Don't force me to choose. Do you like horror games? Would you play any on stream? Kabocha, I literally played only horror or horror-themed games for the entirety of October. Am I gonna watch Afro Samurai? Eventually, probably. No problem, Kabocha. I forgive you. Ah, cringe! Cringe! Do it. That wasn't... But it... Damn it! I gotta get better with the parrying. That's the Lucatiel set you're wearing, right? Fuck yeah, fashionable as shit. Is there a game you consider too scary? I'm a pretty big pussy. I get scared easily, but it's a lot less scary when you're streaming it, you know? Probably Hyena. I need to talk to Thermia. Why is Vaush so anti-Red Dead Redemption 2? I don't like Rockstar games. And also, the idea of spending fucking 80 hours trekking through the wilderness doing nothing is just not interesting to me. I don't want a life simulator. Oh. That was over easily. I have not, funny rhetorician. Maybe I should pay attention to the fight rather than looking over at chat while I'm in the middle of deciding whether or not I should try to parry. I heard isn't Bleach like the worst of all the big shonen series? Do you like Darkest Dungeon? Artistically, yes. Gameplay, no. We watched the first episode of Carol and Tuesday, Friendly Skeletor, but we found it rather meandering and uninteresting. Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh no, 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 no! You expose your back to me! Oh no, very sad. Low skill. Bad boy. Oh no, no, no. Do it. I don't know what leads them to do this. Yeah! Yeah. No big. Casual. I have not seen Gintama. All I know about it is that it's a comedy anime about some dude in white hair, and it parodies other things, and it's been going on for a million fucking years. I don't like media that goes on that long. I like stuff that ends. Okay, I didn't even get a chance to fucking roll. Is Irithyll just the city streets of Anor Londo, or is it its own civilization? Irithyll is the portion of Anor Londo. You could call it like the outer city. It was portions of Anor Londo which were not as closely kept by the gods. And when everything fell to ruin, this place's remains, ruins, what have you, were seized by the Pontiff, and he built his empire from that. I think Irithyll is a combination of what the city was originally and what it became afterwards. Fuck. Okay. I feel like I didn't have many choices. I feel like the game limited its design space there. Well, Gayfesh, that's why I don't watch much TV. Is there a lore reason why you can't access the part of this city in Dark Souls 1? Yes. For one, it hadn't been built up to this extent. And for two, in Dark Souls 1, when the gargoyles take you to Anor Londo, they take you essentially to the foot of the citadel. They take you right near to where Guinevere is. They take you to the heart of the city. Whereas here, you're physically approaching it on foot. How long exactly was the Age of Fire before the first linking? It is not known. Oh, Araxiel. Americans are huge pussies when it comes to their labor rights. It's like disgusting how that shit. Are you kidding me? I swung from the fucking right, and you raise your sword in the opposite your shield in the opposite direction, and that fucking blocks. Why don't you ever two-hand? I just don't like it. I like the timing better. The animation's just better, smoother for one hand, less cringe. Significantly less cringe. Yes? Oh, is that a cat? Jesus Christ, those two fight. In a good way. What's your next step? Thought I rolled out of the way of that. Oh! Oh, hey! Taking me out of the field of battle! Americans are pussies when it comes to labor rights and? Wait, what else is there to say? They are. God. Fucking quote-unquote big dick Americans will talk about freedom and perseverance and individual liberties, and you don't mess with a good old American boy, but they will roll over like fucking dogs when it comes to letting corporations fuck them in the ass. Well, I'm glad I'm not in school anymore for Federation. Okay, cats? Hold on, we're having a cat intervention. What the fuck is going on outside? Is that even a cat? Oh yeah, of course, Neocon. But why can't we be bloomers today? Why can't we all be optimistic? Look, we're playing Dark Souls together. Isn't that wonderful? I, for my part, am delighted, honored even, to have the opportunity to, in part, make a living off of having a good-ass time with my friends, comrades, and cats. Fuck these guys. Oh! Can't really tell you, Towcat. I say, do what works. Can you explain the single ghost that appears right after the bonfire? Yeah, this place is, it's mostly a storytelling device. It's just the memories of this place. This place has seen something of a fall. It's controlled right now by a religious despot. A pontiff. A pontiff's job is to shepherd the souls of the dead over to the afterlife, and he neglects his duties. It makes sense, then, that the souls of the dead from this place would wander the city streets with their work unfulfilled. I don't know if we've already passed them yet, monsters. Can you explain the different endings? I've already done a big fucking Dark Souls 3 lore rant. Isn't there a hidden wall there on the railing? You're right, there is. Here's the dancer's body. Yeah, this is the dancer of Vort of the Boreal Valley and the dancer of the Boreal Valley. They're spirits back before they were malformed and twisted, and goddamn, look at that hip-to-waist ratio. One hopes, Overlord 89. It's one of these. No? 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 Sweet! Nope. Disagree. Cringe. Unbased. Not cool. I want my hip bone to increase in size. How? Break it over and over again. Slam your hips against hard things until they shatter. When they regrow, the additional bone tissue will slightly thicken your hips. What is the least interesting world in a video game? God, I don't know. Least interesting world. Is the dancer human? Was once, I think. Or was the dancer a god? I think the dancer was one of the gods. Too tall to be a human. Cringe. There we go. Least interesting world in a video game. That's such a... It's not a vague question, it's just like, fuck, what world has been the least interesting? Because it can't be a game that doesn't care about the world. Like, I couldn't go ahead and say Mario, because Mario doesn't make any effort to flush out its world. It's not, like that's not the type of game it is. It's just a platforming contrivance. Whatever world is provided in Mario exists only to give a cool backdrop setting to whatever platforming challenges you're going through. Worst world. So it would have to be a game that actively tries to flesh out its universe, but does a poor job. World of Warcraft is just racist stereotypes, but fantasy? I think World of Warcraft has done a pretty good job fleshing out its world. Oh, Tenshi Tienko with the $5, thank you! They're more like remnants of memories of the Knights of the Boreal Valley before the Pontiff drew them out of Irithyll. Pontiff was very cruel to the dancer, if I remember. She was part of the Knights. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Those spirit ghost things can't be literal ghosts, because at this point in the narrative, the dancer is still alive. So yeah, fragments of memories. It's mostly a narrative device. A ton of shit in Dark Souls is highly allegorical, you know? I just realized I'm talking too loud. No Man's Sky? Well, again, No Man's Sky doesn't really attempt to flesh out a world. I've never played Dragon Quest. Yeah, the Final Fantasy games probably also aren't particularly interesting. I'm not sure. I just can't think of a good answer. No. Oh, I noticed. No. Ah, come on! Through the banister? Really? Alright, cringe. Caleb Roma with the $5. I have gigabit fiber. For my bedroom and Wi-Fi, my Blade 15 Advance is getting 300 plus megabytes per Wi-Fi per fast.com. Your stream is stuttering at 14.4p. What the fuck, Vaush? Fix my internet, Vaush. Wait, what? Okay, as long as you're not blaming me for that, that's not my fault. I haven't dropped any frames the whole goddamn stream. I'm sorry your internet is stuttering out on you, comrade, but I have no idea why that might be the case. You can't get up from there. Thank you for the dono. And Plague Wielder with the $5. Thank you. Should I send the muddy water barrel to Laura's house? I hope that's not a reference to something, because if it is, I totally missed it. Muddy water barrel to Laura's house. What could this be in reference to? Chat, you guys are going to have to help me out. What am I missing out on? Tell me. Pathologic 2, that's right! Pathologic 2. Jesus Christ, so much happens in Pathologic. Should I send the muddy water barrel to Lara's house? I didn't! Do you want to kill all those people? What if there's fucking plague in that shit? Thoughts on Nier if you've played it? I haven't played Nier, I've played Nier Automata. Do you have a link anywhere for your PC build? Yes! Exclamation point build. We'll get it to you. That's what I meant. I don't really like that type of game very much, the spectacle fighter. The, where everything's extremely flashy and you have your combos or what have you, but the game isn't so much about winning as it is about being really flashy while winning. Did you kill the dancer already? No, because I'm a pussy. Hey, Caleb Roma with the $5. Thank you. Honestly, 480p would be a huge step up right now. Other non-live videos default to 1080p 60 FPS. Your stream is stuttering in potato quality. Caleb Romo, I have no idea what sort of dissonance between your system and mine would cause that. Does anyone have any potential explanation? Because right now I'm running at 1080p 60 FPS 9000 kilobits, which is nearly the limit for what YouTube allows. And I haven't missed a frame the entire stream. Did you like Nier Automata's story? It was cringy at times, but it was fine. It was, you know, earnest. That's how anime philosophy tends to be, right? If you don't like spectacle fighters, how do you feel about Bayonetta? That's the thing. I haven't played Bayonetta because I know I'm not going to enjoy that type of game. The difference is Nier Automata has really, like, an interesting world, and it's really beautiful, and has a story and philosophy, and I don't think I'm going to get that from Bayonetta. Have you watched Gintama? No. Who is the leftist version of Stone Toss you mentioned videos ago? Isn't their name like Zigzazy or something? God damn it! what points in Nier Automata's story were cringe? Well, it wasn't like story points, it was mostly the character writing, you know? There's like, it's anime. Oh, it's Spergzy. S-P-E-R-G-Z-Y. I like their stuff a lot. It's mostly the character writing. Philosophy is always going to be kind of cringy if you're expressing it through a bunch of like hot, scantily clad, emotionally distressed, hot androids who don't understand friendship and are committed to the job. You know? Plague Wielder with the $5. Thank you. Well, fuck, I already sent the muddy water barrel. Guess I'm save scumming tomorrow. Oh well, that's what I get for trying to compulsively clear quest markers. The game will get you on that. Many side quests will only end up hurting you if you complete them. But hey, I don't know. I didn't take that option. Maybe you end up getting the better option. I have no fucking idea. Maybe that barrel isn't fucking scummy. Maybe I missed out on a quest reward because I was too paranoid. Who the fuck knows, right? And Caleb Roma with the $5. Thank you. I control F5'd it. We're good. I'm dumb. Glad I could give you $15 to complain about something not your fault. Cheers, comrade. Ha! Well, hey, Caleb Roma, we arrived at a conclusion, didn't we? We had a thesis, a counter-thesis, and synthesis. We went through the entire... We went through the entire process together. I am delighted to provide you entertainment and happy that that you've resolved your issue. And Somnio Static with the $5. When I was detoxing back in 2012, I went about a month straight of being locked in my apartment, sleeping 1 hour a night, and endlessly playing the first Nier. It is the best game ever made. I've never heard people speak that well of the first Nier game. I heard it was just like a Zelda ripoff. But then again, the only thing I've ever heard about it was that zero punctuation video. I mean, if it's really good, then fuck yeah. Somnio Static, how old were you when you did that? That purge month. Like 28? Okay. Just curious. I know this is really dumb. Why do you need so much storage for your computer? Holy shit. Because I store every edited video I've ever made on it. And I produce a lot of videos. A lot of videos. I have seen a dick, yes, they are very cute. Would you consider yourself a post-theist? I mean, I'm an atheist, but... This is a minor... Is he here? No, he's not. Fuck you. This is a minor thing. This is something I've always gotten insecure about, you know? The YouTube game is, like, brutal. I hope you guys know that. The YouTube game is genuinely brutal. Like, keeping up with the algorithms, like, looking every day to see if you've done what you needed, or things slipping, or it's bad, or it's good. All of that stuff can be really, really difficult. Hey guys, at the top of this tower is an Orlando. We'll get there soon. One insecurity I've always had is I keep up a very rigorous schedule, like daily content. Oh, Talcat with $2. How do I engage with the person who unironically thinks you can objectively critique art without calling them retarded? I don't know how to argue this. It's not. I mean, I have no idea. You have to ask them, like, do they think there's an objective standard behind good? You just have to get them to specifically define what standards they believe are a metric for good art, and then you have to point out ways in which people could find those standards to not be adequate, or find them to be completely contradictory to what their standard for good art is. You need to do that. You just need to rigorously get them to define their beliefs and point out the comfort, yeah, okay, and point out for them the ways in which it fails logically. Oh, Laramis, that's possible, but it would be very difficult. Anyway, what I was saying was, I'm trying to get around to this now. One of my greatest fears, I guess, is that something happens to me, like a debilitating injury, or more prescient, I suppose, a really, really bad depressive episode that keeps me from being able to, like, stream and do content for a little while. If that was the case, you guys would still stick around if I was gone for, like, a month or so, right? If I, like, dipped out for a month, like, you would, and I pop back up, you guys would be like, oh, hello, it is him again. Obviously, you're all going to say yes. It's just something I worry about a lot. Yeah, we can do cat streams in the meantime. Why would we leave? Because whether or not you have a dedicated fan base, it is a mathematical reality that absence from YouTube for any prolonged period of time will lead to a substantial decrease in visibility. Look at H-Bomb, content once a month or less. Yeah, but H-Bomb does content very differently. I don't get like 10,000 subscribers when I post a new video. Thank you, Comrade Crowpot Kindle. I hope I stay entertaining then, huh? Can you come over here? Yeah, that's true. I guess there aren't many people who do what I do. Can you? Okay, I'll come to you, even if your fucking dad is here. Hey, you! Hey Vaush, do you have any tips for talking to my friends who are basically good people but sometimes fall into the chuddy "why are movies and games so political now" trap? It really depends on the extent to which their brain has been melted and rotten. But you should try to find out, like, get them to explain, what do you mean political? Do you mean like gay people in there? Like, what? In what way is this political? Don't you think it's weird that they've been absent from these mediums for a while? You know, like, do you think it's political that there are shows now that are actively advertising themselves as being LGBT friendly? Do you think that's really that different to only straight people being on television for decades? At the end of the day, content will always appeal to different groups of people. There have been movies being pumped out of Hollywood that are meant to appeal to black people for a really long time, you know? Like those types of movies have been coming out for quite a while, and people have mostly not complained about it because we recognize that sometimes pieces of media are produced for a specific demographic of people. Is it wrong for that process to continue? Is it wrong to point out that it's been happening mostly in the favor of white men for like a really long time? Somnio Static for the $5. The real problem would be you'd be out of income for that amount of time. Hopefully you could at least put some prepared videos or something out for a month. I guess you'd still have subs. Well, Somnio Static, there would definitely be a dearth of content. There's no denying that. And definitely a dearth of income. Right now I have a decent amount of money saved up. True, never failure. That is true. I'm privileged even to be able to say I could stop working for a time. That is a privileged element of my position. I do have a decent amount of income saved up right now, but I know that a fair amount of it is going to get eaten once the tax man comes around. Not looking forward to that. Okay, we have to go up. I'll consider it, Trianon. I'll consider it. Yeah. Why did you become an atheist, and how can you prove there isn't a divine being? That's not how the burden of proof works, comrade. If you're the one making a claim, you're the one who has to provide evidence to that claim. I'm an agnostic atheist. I don't believe God exists, and I don't believe humans can make statements on the metaphysical. It's entirely conceivable that God does exist. I can't prove that he doesn't, but I'm not going to believe in something just because I can't prove it isn't real. By that case, I also can't prove that Adolf Hitler isn't still alive in a brain vat somewhere. I don't believe that, though. Nor, I imagine, do you. What's the best part of streaming on YouTube, and why is it the fact that you're not an Amazon employee? Dude, the Twitch TOS moderation shit is so fucking inconsistent. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I could do that, Shackley. I would just need to make sure there's enough content. I'm so happy that YouTube has laxer TOS. So happy. Wait, is this not the way forward? Is the way forward further down here? I thought this led to the dungeons. Or the prison. Does it branch off? Is there a portion of this that goes up? Am I missing something? I don't believe in God, but can you elaborate on why you think you can't conceivably make statements about the metaphysical? Yeah, absolutely. Because any statement we make about the metaphysical could conceivably be explained by the physical, and so far up till this point, always has been. Somnio Static with the $5, thank you! I think it'd be bad for your brain to take a month-long break from streaming based on what I've learned about you. That's true. Especially if it was depression-induced. Yeah, that's unquestionably true. I like streaming a lot. Just when I'm really depressed, I just can't do it, especially the morning streams. My depression makes me particularly bad in the mornings. So that would be the time period during which I would be the least capable of producing content. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Anyway, in regards to making statements on the onto the metaphysical, think about it. Have you tried getting an SAD light? I don't know what you're referring to, but it probably wouldn't be relevant in my case. In regards to making statements on the metaphysical, like, think about it. There's no real way we can make any claims on something that is metaphysical. All of our deductive abilities, all of our faculties of reason, they are confined to the bounds of the material world. Our empirical senses, the scientific method, all of these things test for the physical, not the metaphysical. So what then can be said about the metaphysical? Well, there are things we don't have answers for here in the physical, but many of these things aren't answered. Jesus Christ! Many of these things aren't answered because they are unanswerable. What is the meaning of the universe? Well, it's entirely conceivable there is no meaning. What created the universe? We don't know, and it's entirely possible that the universe will never reveal to us that secret, no matter how long humanity exists as a species. Oh, Kel Dodge, I gotcha. Well, I've got vitamins for that, I guess. Hey again, DJ's here, Div. Random question about medieval peasant socialism and burning rich people at the stake in the name of Jesus. Best history or best history? Imagine if the Diggers took over England. Please look up the Diggers. I'll look up the Diggers later, comrade. I will say this, however. Just because they're killing rich folk doesn't necessarily mean they're going to come up with the best conclusions afterwards. Have a good sleep, Lone Cat. Do you think people that are considered too skinny are looked over for the body positivity movement, name related? I understand why people who are too skinny are often overlooked when it comes to body positivity. Usually when we make fun of people, we make fun of people for being fat. The only reason we make fun of people for being, like, too skinny, well, this is usually, like, teen drama stuff, right? Like, ew, so, like, high school stuff. With that being said, there are people who are made fun of for being too skinny. And there are people who fucking... at the end of the day, regardless of the relative proportions, people probably make fun of people for being fat way more than people make fun of people for being skinny. However, the point of body positivity isn't like some cynical, numbers game. It's foundationally, other people's bodily states aren't your business. If a person is comfortable with how they look, you shouldn't fucking bother them about that. And if a person is skinny, then that's also something that should be considered. With that being said, sometimes recognizing that a person is too skinny can be a warning sign that they engage in an eating disorder. So is it right to ignore that in the name of body positivity and potentially keep from helping your friend with something they struggle with? Well, I don't know. The same thing can be said about somebody being fat. That can also be a product of an eating disorder, that somebody intervening in a helpful way could conceivably lead to better outcomes. The distinction is this, ultimately. There's a huge difference between reaching out as a friend or a family member to make respectful comments concerning your feelings about the health of those close to you, and just like catcalling or making comments or making insults. There's a huge difference between those things. Huge difference between those things. So, learn to do one and refrain from doing the other. Do you have any criticisms of body positivity? I'm not really sure if I get it myself. It depends on what the person's saying. Is it healthy to be at any weight? No, of course not. Some weights are better than others. Or some relative physiologies are better than others. Should we, generally speaking, not fucking harass people because of how they look or how much fat they have on them? Yeah, probably. That seems like a good idea. Well, White Nervosa, that's probably because fat people are usually the ones who get picked on for not fitting in with the hegemonically acceptable body type. But yeah, no, I get you. I'm all right with not laughing about fat people, but it shouldn't be encouraged, I think. Yeah, I agree. What do you mean by encourage? I don't think anyone's out there saying, like, go on, you become 450 pounds. Fuck it up. Go. I guess there are a few people, but I don't really see stuff like that. I don't think people should be unhealthy. I think people should be healthy. Being healthy is probably a good thing, but it can't really be achieved through harassment. I've heard eat a burger since I was 19, you look unhealthy. Oh, no. For you would absolutely, like, be experiencing a bunch of discrimination in that respect. But in terms of the broader population, there are far more overweight people out there than there are underweight people. I've seen people lying about being fat, being healthy. I've seen some people say that, but a lot of that ends up getting like a muddled discussion surrounding the real claim, which is that people will often make claims about somebody's health based on their weight that cannot possibly be made with like a decent understanding of what is being said. Like there are some people who are like overweight who are nonetheless very healthy. That is true. Now, not like crazy obese overweight, but just like overweight. Yeah, you can be overweight and still be like super fucking healthy. And you can be physically fit in regards to like your body fat percentage. You can have like a normal or healthy body fat percentage range and still be really unhealthy. What a lot of people who bring this up are saying isn't, oh, you can be healthy at 500 pounds, because I don't think anyone's healthy at 500 pounds. What they're trying to say is that health isn't just one's weight, and also you probably shouldn't fucking bully people for their weight. That's basically the gist. Wait, where do I go? Go upstairs? Wait, where's upstairs? Down where the dogs were? Wait, did I really? Okay. Go downtown? Okay, I forgot. That path does branch out. When you say the metaphysical, are you talking about metaphysics as in the branch of philosophy? Because it sounds like you're using it as something like a synonym for supernatural or theological, but metaphysics as a branch of philosophy is not the same thing. No. When I say metaphysical, I mean not as in like a branch of philosophy. I mean it in the literal sense. Metaphysical is in it exists outside of the physical. It's outside of that purview, of that bound. It doesn't conform to our understanding of physical reality. That is what I mean. How would you respond to someone saying scientific theories are just as unfounded as someone having a metaphysical theory because neither of them truly know? You can't truly know anything, but scientific theories can be tested. That's the main difference. Scientific theories, you can make claims and make hypotheses and then test those hypotheses. Tunnel on the left side wall leads towards the Pontiff. Oh my god, I'm so stupid, I remember. It's in the miry swamps. I'm dumb, my bad. Oh, rip. Damn, he fucking took me out. Damn, dude, this dude fucking assassinated me. Yeah, there you go, Tenshi Tienka. Sometimes that just be how it be. What are you gonna do? Isn't there an elevator? Fuck you, we're walking. How do I convince my friends to get fat with me? Cook good meals. Hey. Ever heard the cringe conservative argument that guys just deal with sadness in different ways? I mean, people do deal with sadness in different ways. You mean like men? As in like we don't cry? Because that's silly. Yeah, if you guys really want to talk about body politics and body positivity and such, talk to Hyena. This is literally like what she's written papers on. I have not heard of Aaron Ra before, Raging Red Fox. Nor have we watched Murder Mountain. Oh, no, 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 no. Not to weigh in on this Battle of the Minds here, but from what I have seen of it, Thinspo tends to basically just be anorexia apologia. Anorexia apologia. Now, I don't know if that's the case for all instances with it, but... What about scientific theories we can't really test yet? Like what? I mean, if we're talking about really high-level, like theoretical mathematics... Ow. I don't know, White Nervosa. I don't know. Aaron Ra deals with, like, actual creationists trying to insert creationism into public schools in Texas. Ah, gotcha. Well, yeah, White Nervosa. I mean, some lifestyles are unhealthy and a product of neuroses that can be diagnosed, yes? I mean, if a person, like, you could argue bulimia is also a lifestyle, but it would also be diagnosable. I'm not critiquing any individual preferences here, I'm just saying. Do you feel there's a double standard in the social acceptance of making fun of a man for being overweight versus underweight? I get offhand comments about being weak, small frequently, but we'll never see the same for those who are overweight outside of people being blatantly antagonistic. Yeah, that's the gender binary right there, right? Dudes are generally made fun of for being weak and fat and limp-wristed, but not so much for being fat. Not as much, at least, as women, who are made fun of for being fat all the time, but are very rarely made fun of for being skinny. You know, like, relative to the proportion of those who are made fun of for being fat. We expect women to be skinny, we accept men being fat. Did you see JF Garepi's comment in your debate and an invitation to debate? Will you accept? No, I didn't see it. Wait, what was his comment? And what did he want to debate? Oh, I mean, I don't know, White Nervosa. It's outside of my realm of expertise. What is distributism? I don't fucking know. You mean the thing the distributist believed in? I looked it up a little bit. It seems like there are some legitimate bounds, but he's bastardized the philosophy. Sorry, Blood for the Blood God. I think he wanted to debate you on your views. He did a stream. I'll link it here. Let me look for it. See, JF Garepi is one of those people that I don't feel there's much productive to be had from debating it. He's a full-on, like, race realist neo-Nazi. He's, like, accused people of being Jews for disagreeing with him. What is there... Like, what would I get... What am I trying to convince him on, you know? I'm trying to expand my purview here a little bit, you know? So I can reach a broader group of people without miring purely in the muck of Nazism. Europe and America have not had back-breaking levels of immigration. Our cultures have remained pretty consistent. We have not seen any massive demographic turnovers, nor have we seen the usurping of our government. America didn't even really let in that many non-whites until 1965. We do not know how the Western countries could have developed were it not for the massive level of... Well, I don't know. There's nothing that I can really, like, speak with this guy on. There's no real point. If anything, I would just be legitimizing him because my live streams get more views. Yo, yeah, he's like a serial predator of mentally disabled women or something. Huh? Oh no, Lord Insectite, I'd totally argue with the turf. Debate him on race realism and the benefits of immigration. There's no point. Guys, race realism is a conspiracy theory, the way it's practiced by these people. The data on what is considered race realism is out there, and it's pretty steadily inconclusive on the extent to which genetics and environment can affect one's IQ, but it's also pretty rock steady in the confidence of a wide variety of arguments which indicate that environment plays an overwhelmingly strong impact. Also, that races as we understand them are not used in genetic science. When race realists are trying to arrive at a conclusion that is not supported by existing data. Okay, White, Hyena, guys, come on. You're the two people I pay for this. Can we get along? Would you abolish the concept of illegal immigration as well? No, no. You can't just let everyone in. Our countries just can't bear that weight. It's just not possible. What was he saying? All countries have benefited from immigration? No, he was saying that we don't know how European countries could have turned out were it not for the influx of immigration. Do you think it's never good to debate conspiracy theorists? Yes, that's true. Why would you ever... What do you get for debating a conspiracy theorist, exactly? Keep in mind, JF was, has like a PhD in some type of biology science. He's fairly well educated. He got kicked out of his university for like sexually harassing a bunch of women, and he since then has gone down like the full Nazi rabbit hole. Why would I ever want to like hear about the counter-scientific opinions, the unsubstantiated like bemoaning of a conspiracy theorist from someone who unironically will call his debate opponents Jewish, like as an insult? He called Destiny as in Cuban destiny, Jewish, multiple times while he was upset following a debate that he had with Destiny. To get a good laugh? Well, that's the thing, Keldog. That's the type of meaningless internet blood sports I'm trying to get away from. Yeah. Destiny, Steven, Kenneth, Esteban Elberg. Oh, God. High taxes on the rich, slow job creation, slow economic growth. If it gets too high, they'll just leave the country. There will be capital flight. Are there any good counter-arguments or sources? Oh yeah, creator phase. Sure, just ask them why they're a fucking bitch. You want to let rich people have everything forever? You want to never challenge them? Anytime you ever do anything to contest their increasingly significant hold over our political system, you won't because you're afraid they'll leave the country? Fuck that. This is America. This is a democracy. We vote for who's in charge here. Our elected officials should be doing way more to ensure this country's power stakes aren't being given over to unelected billionaire dipshits. The capital flight argument is so fucking beta, bitch. Jesus Christ. We couldn't possibly be expected to rein in the ordinary unelected citizens in our country who are causing massive economic crises, disrupting our political system, and stealing billions of dollars from the economy and hoarding it in offshore tax havens. They might... What if they pick everything up and leave? Like, nah. Do you think being far right is subjective? Yeah, of course it is. Being right, left, far left, all of these are relativistic terms, you know? Leftist usually means you're an anti-capitalist, but I wouldn't call a fascist a leftist, even though they're anti-capitalist, in a sense. All political descriptors are going to have some degree of ambiguity to them. Like, why wouldn't they? They describe a perspective. 11 or a little later. Hey, I tried my best, Mushroom Baby. Thank you. Oh, I have been creator phase. Nope. Damn, he fucking swings behind. Oh, Stop JF grooms mentally deficient women. Look it up. I know, I just mentioned that. Axe Deadle, I made mention of that just a moment ago. Oh, don't kill me, please. No, monsters. What's the best way to differentiate between the right and the left cultures? No. The left promotes egalitarianism. The right promotes hierarchy. That is the difference between the two. Oh, fuck. There's still so much more to go. What do you think when some people on the left go against egalitarianism because Marx was against it? They can, sure, I mean, Marx was a product of his time. He had plenty of bad ideas. I don't think that means we should... Marx's career was dedicated to a form of economic egalitarianism. That was obviously very important to him. It's not a tremendous stretch of the imagination to bring those ideas forward and say that society would probably benefit if people also did not discriminate against one another based on, say, for example, race or gender, as they currently do with class. You say you're going to Texas and New York next year? Probably. Autumn. Have you read Marx's notes and is like, I don't read. Dark Souls 2 had fairly self-contained lore, and it did happen quite a whiles away from the rest of the mythos. Can you explain what an appeal to authority is? You mean an appeal to authority fallacy, or just the concept of appealing to an authority? An appeal to authority fallacy is when you argue that because an authority believes something to be true, therefore that thing is true. What an authority is kind of subjective, but as a general rule, if you're saying that something is true simply because one believes it to be true, that's probably fallacious. However, the opinions of authorities can be used as evidence in support of claims, particularly when those claims are perspective-based. So, for example, let me give you an example. Let's say that there was a fancy dinner party, and you didn't get to go for some reason. Your cat died. I don't know. No, that's too sad. You didn't want to go. You had a stomachache. And afterwards, you're trying to assess amidst your friends how the dinner party was, what did you miss out on, so on and so forth. And someone is asking you how you think the dinner party went based on the testimony of your friends. If you were then to say, well, my friend said that the lobster was really, really good, so I guess it was really good. You're not asserting that that must necessarily be true, but you are citing it as an argument in favor of that conclusion. That is not a fallacious appeal to authority. Why do you call fascism anti-capitalism despite... Oh, Fascists are anti-capitalist in the sense that they don't like how the system is working now because it lets in too many fucking immigrants. That's about the only way in which they're anti-capitalist. That's why I said sort of anti-capitalist. They're ostensibly anti-capitalist. That's why fascists will talk so much about like, oh, you claim to be anti-capitalist, but you support immigration. Ha! Just like Goldman and Sachs want you to, you little Jew fucking slut. They play that game all the time because the only way in which they oppose the system is in opposition to immigration. You also see this game being played all the time by like Mike Enoch or Stryker. That's their one calling card. Huh, you're a leftist, huh? Well then why do you let in immigrants, which hurt proletarian jobs, huh? Never mind, workers of the world unites, apparently. Vaush, as in you're still having to make all the points that scientists were making as opposed to just saying that, hey, 90% of scientists say X. Well, the problem is, no. An appeal to authority fallacy is when you say something must be true. Yes, Tenshi Tiankai, should be. When something must be true because an authority says it. That is invalid. However, saying that an argument is supported because an authority believes it is not in any way, shape, or form fallacious. How could that be the case? If that was the case, then citations would be fallacious. If that was the case, then it would be fallacious to use the dictionary definition of words. I mean, you can go down some really dumb rabbit holes if you try and argue that supporting an argument with an authority's opinion is fallacious. Oh, no worries, accident. Interviewing you? I mean, I'm open to be interviewed, but... In fact, there's an interview I have coming up. There's somebody I need to talk to. I've been postponing a lot of my prior obligations because of the depression stuff, but there is a, There we go. There we go. There we go. I forget what I was saying. Have you ever had any interest in acting in theater or film? No. No. Was that another player? No. I'll let you know if it's another player. Sometimes when you're embered, NPC invaders will come to your world. That was one such person, but... But the NPC invaders have specific names. Names that I remember. How do you know if you're depressed? Asking for a friend. Depression is marked not so much with sadness as it is with a disinterest in the world. If you see yourself losing interest in your hobbies, if you've been having suicidal thoughts, if things that used to bring you joy no longer seem that meaningful, if you're being filled with anxiety or being gripped with a feeling of dread over things that are objectively totally normal and fine, that should not be bothering you. These are examples of indications of what you might have depression. So yeah, you should fucking give that a look if that's the case. Shortcut. I have not read about democratic confederalism, no. What scientists say isn't an argument from authority, they're speaking from science. It isn't just their authoritative opinion, it's observable, testable reality. Yes, but think about it even in non-scientific contexts. Like I said with the dinner party. Even if you're trying to determine something which is subjective or relativistic, like, for example, whether or not UKIP is far right, there is no objective determinant of that. If you're trying to provide examples as to whether or not that is the case, the opinion of people who have worked in or with UKIP can provide helpful insight into a subjective analysis of the character of UKIP. Now, does whether or not Nigel Farage think UKIP is far right mean objectively that it's far right? No, of course not. No. That's not a testable hypothesis. That is not a means by which you can arrive at empirical reality. But it can be used as an argument in support of that case. And considering the fact that far right is a subjective characterization, and there is no way to make an objective truth statement on whether or not something is or is not far right, much in the same way that you could not make an objective truth statement on whether or not I am far left. You're left pretty much entirely with your ability to make subjective assessments. Why are the police bad, and what would we put in place of police if we still need to investigate murders? Police are bad because police are bad functionally because they A, reinforce a class imbalance. Police are treated very differently in a social sense. Than regular people are in terms of what they can get away with legally. That's a big one. And additionally, because they reinforce the hierarchy of the state, which is currently being used to do some rather nasty stuff. So, if the state was all peachy keen, people would probably not think as ill of the police, but it's a state, so that's what you're going to get. In a post-state society, or in a post-police society, whatever you want to go with, there will still be civil enforcers of some kind that will fulfill many of the roles of the police, but will not take them to the same extent, nor will they enforce them in the same way that the police do currently. Isn't it easier to characterize if UKIP is far right by their ideology? Sure, but that could be argued as well. UKIP is far right because it opposes the Islamification of the UK. Oh, well, that's not far right. Actually, that's quite centrist. Who wants the Islamification of the UK? You could do that forever. Again, semantics arguments are not something you want to engage in with Sargon of Akkad. He's acting in bad faith, and his goal isn't to win the argument. His goal is to trip you up by getting you to waste your time attacking semantics until you say something that he can make look stupid. Are you playing in offline mode? No. Oh, democratic confederalism as it relates to Rojava. Well, I've learned a little bit about it in that context, certainly. And by read, I mean listen to people. No. I don't know about the second part of your police answer. That's my thing with the far left. They always have such good criticisms of the current system, but man, their prescription shifty and utopian sometimes. Yeah, it's always easier to critique the problems of the system you live within than it is to propose new solutions. For example, sometimes I really do question the efficacy of prison abolitionism. I really don't. Alright. White Nervosa, with the greatest of respect, I have been informed by those close to me that we should abridge this topic and discuss it perhaps at a later time. As you live in Seattle, I think this is important for you to see. Seattle Public Library hosting a turf event on the 1st. If you have time, please call and leave a complaint. Oh, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? I'll try to keep that in mind. I'm sure I'll hear more nonsense about this as it gets closer. I've never been to the Seattle Public Library. It's probably beautiful. Oh, don't want to jump down there. Oh, hold on. Nobody's been cocked, White Nervosa. It's just a sensitive subject for some people. Yeah, I did an interview with a volunteer. It was a pretty good discussion, I think. It's a shame those videos don't get, It's a shame those videos don't get as much attention. The Seattle Public Library is nice. It fucking better be. It's Seattle. I'm not paying these rent prices to get shitty libraries, okay? I'm getting the whole 9 yards. The library is so pretty. Maybe I should go there sometime. Hyena, would you be interested in visiting the library sometime? There must be something to do there. Alright, Pontiff. Something to do there that isn't reading. What's your SL and weapon upgrades? Don't worry about it, monsters. Don't worry about it. Gonna be Wolf because they're right in Vancouver. Heritage Foundation's Feminist Squad. Why does chat know so much stuff? I don't know. Strange. Yeah, I couldn't read a book if I tried. Careful, Vaush, you might end up reading. Yeah, true. What do you think of Democrats' idea of either more gun control or a gun buyback? I don't have a problem with gun buybacks at all. If people want to get rid of their weapons, go for it. More power to them. As for gun control, though, I'm a pretty big Second Amendment memer. With that being said, someone asked me, what did somebody ask me? Oh yeah, police. All right, listen up. As we face the Pontiff. So let's think. What do police do right now? Like, let's imagine what an... Didn't time that right. We're gonna be in for it. Oh, we're going to be in for it. What's up with the anti-reading meme? It's mostly a joke. I don't like reading that much. I have ADHD and a low attention span, so I can't focus on words that much. The cathedral is beautiful. So, in regards to the police, what do police do, like, right now, in their day-to-day? Like, what do police do? What's their actual job? Because the protect and serve thing, like, obviously isn't most of what they do. Police do a lot of paperwork, so that's cool. Paperwork, like, probably fills up most of what they do. They do plenty of patrols. That's definitely a thing. If we're talking traffic cops, then they're responsible for, well, you know, a lot of speeding violations, highway patrol, that sort of thing. I would be willing to bet that an overwhelming minority of what a cop actually does as a proportion of their day-to-day hourly breakdown has anything to do with protecting and serving. Most of the time, when you're doing patrols, you're either dealing with vagrancy, with speeding, with homelessness. They rough up a lot of homeless people. That's for fucking sure. And I didn't time that right either. And loitering. That's like... Oh, we're going to be in for it. Yes, I did, Captain McMillan. We're going to go over it as well. It was tough, Blood for the Blood God, but I just pushed it through. Most of what a cop does is not protecting and serving. Most of what a cop does is paperwork, responding to complaints, patrols, monitoring an area, and then very occasionally a cop will actually be sent to respond to a specific dispute. Very occasionally. And when that dispute takes place, when the cops are called, most of the time, it's either nothing, or it's a property crime, some crime being done against an institution, or it's something they can't do anything about. So, having called the police in the past, I feel like usually when police are called when something genuinely bad has happened, when an actual crime has been committed, usually this entails them showing up, writing down some notes, and then leaving. I cannot parry that. Am I doing it too early? I must be doing it too early. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna need to focus on this. When the police are responding to crimes that actually hurt people, most of the time they can't do anything. So sometimes they can actually, in that moment, defend a person who needs help, like a break-in that's taking place, or they can actually get information that is then later relevant to a case where you recover stolen property or what have you. But for the most part, police don't actually do that much to maintain order in a city. Now, the threat of police do quite a bit. I mean, I imagine more people would commit crimes were it not for the fact that you can be arrested for doing so. But the actual institution of the police, not so much. So what can we do to reform this system? And I understand I'm speaking here in massive generalities. Massive generalities. What can we do to reform the system? Well, if cops exist to protect and serve, that is, to uphold the law, to keep people safe, to keep people feeling safe, it seems as though a better way of doing that... There we go! It's going crazy. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. I'm fucking dead, aren't I? That's a one-shot, isn't it? That's a one-shot. Yep. Yep, that's a one-shot. Yep. Damn, I can't believe V for Vendetta is going to come true and Britbonger Land is going to be, become fascist. Maybe pessimist. I might fail those psych evaluations. How biased are they? True! True, Galley. I think most of the essential functions of police could be better fulfilled, more ethically fulfilled, with less of the downsides, by community service officers who operate locally, who possibly are elected, or who have Rotary service work that is that they volunteer for. Some way of making them more implicitly accountable to the community. I think this would probably lead to them doing a better job of the stated goals of their profession. Now, as for the... I got the souls! Now, as for the specifics of how that would be implemented, that's obviously a little bit too complicated for me to delve into here. I just want to point out the problems with the police aren't just they exist and they're bad. It's that the things they should be doing to make society better are a small portion of what they actually do, and a lot of what they do actively makes society worse. That's the gist of the concern. Ba Caligula, Demon Slayer is a pretty good recent anime. Aren't like US sheriffs elected or something like that? Sheriffs, yeah, but not police chiefs. It's a little bit complicated. They're elected, but most people don't pay attention to those elections, and also police officers are not. Towcat with the $1, how do you deal with ADHD? Have it legit possible? Meds haven't worked so far, Pepe hands? I'm terribly sorry to hear that, comrade. If meds aren't working for you, I can't suggest that. Ooh! I've never tried medications. I don't know how well they would work for me. I don't have any good, like, coping mechanisms, I'm sorry to say. I don't have any, like, sick, nasty technique. Okay, can't parry that. Yeah, social workers, conflict resolution. These are really big parts of what police should be doing. Yeah, you gonna transform? I probably should have backed off. Okay. The shadow is now a template of what the big boy will do next. Fuck, I mistimed that. I could have gotten 2 hits in there. I didn't mind it that much, Slick and Code. It didn't feel like it was being advertised as like the objectively correct solution to all. Probably Coladict. Fuck! I mistimed it again! That's the best opening you get in this phase. Except for maybe that. Oh well. Oh yeah, Bionic Meatloaf. I played a fuck ton of League back in the day. Back in seasons like 2 to 6. Come on, come on, come on. My nose itches. Come on, come on, come on. Do the jump. Oh, I scratched my ear. Ooh. Am I gonna play Cyberpunk 2077? Probably, right? Who's making Cyberpunk again? What company is making that? No! No! Damn it! Yeah, CD Projekt Red, that's right. Yeah, I mean, Witcher 3 was pretty great, right? I guess I have to. I feel like we've got this one. So I'll Ember. Wish they didn't heavily fetishize trans people. Oh, Callie did a whole video on that. Did a whole goddamn hour-and-a-half long discussion on that one. I remember that drama. Hey. Ooh! A very cringe. Oh, getting parried. Oh. I don't know why I would assume I wasn't in range. Will you play Outer Worlds? Will you play Outer Worlds? I already have played Outer Worlds. I played a little bit of Outer Worlds on stream, but I decided it wasn't a very good streaming game for me. God, now my souls are in the corner. Welcome back, Kenjin. Will I play Baldur's Gate 3? I've never played any of the earlier Baldur's Gates, but, I mean, if I hear it's good, then I will. I'm not... So often when these big franchises get revived, they're just dog shit. They're just, like, simpering little fucking bitch baby remnants of, their former glory. If it turns out not to be that, if it ends up being good in its own merits, then yeah, for sure. Somniostatic with the $5. Thank you. Thanks to White Nervosa for making the stream possible. True! That is true. Without White Nervosa, the website would, and trust me, a whole lot of other stuff, would simply not be. Okay, big overhead, can't parry. Gotcha. Get it, I get it. No, I rolled! I'm dead. I'm not dead! Yet. No. Nope. Bad timing on my part. Bad. Neon Nor with the 10 pounds. Thank you. Happy Friday to YouTube chat, not to GG chat. True. That's true. Fuck GG chat. But also thank you for the dono. Okay. Oh. Okay, we got the echo down. You could. He's gonna have to summon it again. Okay, he got me with that one. Okay, we've got no more health with which to heal. Damn it! Yeah! I was already Embered Lord Insectoid. I should have gone for the last swing. Russell Barkley, leading psychiatrist in ADD. He also conducted the largest study in ADD. You should check out his presentations on YouTube. Sure. I mean, my ADD doesn't affect my life that much, I think. At this point, it's my depression that affects my life most, of whatever neuroses I've got carried on with me. But it would be interesting to look at. No. Come on. That parry didn't go through. Come on now. Who's the really smart guy you were talking about the Kurds with? That would be Dylan Burns, youngest foreign policy advisor in the history of the United States of America. He doesn't stop! Is that the same guy Destiny talked to? Yep. Friend of the stream. I respect him enormously. What unbelievable talent. What a high IQ individual, you know? No getting around it. I'm learning your tricks! Yes, plus he has a Chad jawline. Shouldn't have done that. I always do that. Look at how little health he has here in the last phase. Oh, just fucking, yeah. Oh, right off the bat. Oh, yeah. Damn it! Not like this. Come! Kui! Okay. Somnio Static with the $10. Thank you so much, comrade. Hey, no, every DS game has a boss that splits up into two. They're the worst bosses and I hate them. I actually really, really like this boss. Don't get me wrong, I find him hard, but I really, really like this boss. Oh, that was luck. But no, I get it. The, that boss that splits into two, the Dark boss, the Abyss dude in Dark Souls 2 is really fucking neat, don't you think? You're done! Yes! With 3 flasks to go, too. Dark Lurker. The Dark Lurker splits. Not all the bosses split into two, but many bosses have like a second Deuterino who comes in to fuck you up. Yeah, the Dark Lurker. Oh, Twin Demons is so fucking good. We'll get to them. Alright, well I have a lot of souls to spend. Let's go do that, huh? Oh, goodness me, it's 11. Why did Pontiff Sullivan seek to end the linking of the flame? He didn't. Pontiff Sullivan is just a cruel bastard who loves ruling what remains of Anor Londo. So he rules it with an iron fist and wants to kill anyone who will stop him. He doesn't give a shit about the linking of the fire.
What?
2 Titanite drugs. Me and Hail Kavaforth both work for the CIA? Wait, really? Wait, Somnio Static. Oh, yeah, I will, Gina Ragnos. Somnio Static, do you and Hail Kavaforth both work for the CIA? I knew Hail Kavaforth was a Fed. I didn't know you were. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. Okay, I don't know. Sometimes... I mean, maybe, yeah.
Welcome, husband.
Listen, sometimes...
Very well that
Catherine Full Body? I know about the Catherine games. Aren't those games like really awkward, like anime romance simulation things, but with like psychological horror? Also, isn't that game really sexist? Not trying to be a cringe or anything, but... No, I'm aware creator phased, and that's why I'm trying to move away from using state capitalist as a term at all. I think I can use better, more descriptive terms to get my point across without infuriating the people. I played the full body demo, it's really overdramatic. Yeah, that doesn't look like my type of game, I don't think. What does luck do again? Oh yeah, item discovery, that's right. It's a meme stat. Gotcha, Don Mako. The pussy move is to just go full vigor. What do you think about Milo's statements about Richard Spencer? He called him a Fed and claimed that after he released that tape of Spencer, the FBI was onto him literally a day later. Spencer isn't a Fed. Nazis are habitually paranoid and call each other Feds all the fucking time. It happens all... Yes, I will, Somnio Static. They do that all the time. Some fucking dude in my Discord DMs was like, "Hey man, I know these people from Atomwaffen, which is a Nazi terrorist wing. Do you want to come debate these Feds?" And I didn't respond because why would I? And then he kept spamming the N-word at me like a few days later. There's no these people. Many of these people are deeply mentally ill. This is one of the reasons why they're so obsessed with these terms: glow, N-word, glow up, FBI, Fed, because they're constantly accusing one another of like secretly undermining the movement. They do this all the time. They do this all the time. True monsters, it can be useful there. I never ever put points into vitality. I probably should. Endurance. We'll put it into endurance.
farewell, Ashen One. May the
Yeah, they're very, very paranoid. I have not, Kenjin. Listen, I don't care about the Catherine game unless we see some deep anal, okay? Folks! You know what time it is, don't you? It's the worst time of them all. It's the time for us to part. I love you all very much. You're beautiful, and I had a wonderful stream with you.